Hey, welcome guys, welcome. We're going to be sort of delving back into Age of Wonders 4 and continuing on our bit of a run with the Giant Kings. I'm probably going to have to start to maybe only start this like when I do a new playthrough for Twitch. I'll probably only just put a couple of videos up on YouTube just so it doesn't crush my my algorithm, which is a bit of a shame actually. I don't think there's any real way around that for me. I think I'm sort of stuck with that. So anyway, we'll sort of handle it that way. Maybe I should. I've got an extra channel on YouTube. Maybe I should look at doing something with that. I just it's one of those things I don't like. Being beholden to the YouTube algorithm, but it's sort of one of those things where it really affects your channel badly if you sort of play too much of one game. And I'll be playing a lot of this game. I'll be playing a lot of Distant Worlds as well. So there'll be a lot of content coming through. I think with and of course Dwarf Fortress. I mean, I'm already starting to see the algorithm dip with Dwarf Fortress, unfortunately. Anyway, I shouldn't worry too much about the algorithm. Sort of, if you feel like you end up feeling like a slave to it. But anyway, I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. Just trying to think of something to talk about, I guess. I've only just woken up, so I'm going to be a little bit groggy. We're going to continue on the game that we were playing before. I was saying, hi, Daz. Also, bye, Daz. I need to go shopping. Oh, it's funny. We've got these, I don't know what they are. They're sort of like in a soft packet, but they're sort of like a tinned food from a, I don't know, is Heinz a global company? I think it might be a global company. Anyway, they've got these new packets of they're sort of squarish or rectangular packets of talking about shopping. This is what we're talking about. I'll be waiting for this to load in, but they're incredibly tasty. They've got there's like pasta inside these things, like it's ravioli and stuff like that. It's all sort of it's like opening a tin, but it's actually a terrible packet. And they've only just come out here in Australia. I don't know if they've probably been in America or elsewhere for years and years, but we've only just started to see them now. And so I take them along to work because they're really, really cool. They're really cool actual things to eat. They're quite nice, quite tasty. Anyway, I won't continue on. Hi Crunch, how you going? Seeing as a Patreon supporter, I appreciate that you're not being a slave to those algorithms. I love the long form content. Yeah, I appreciate that. I sort of need to. I need to know what people want. It's sort of one of those things where because it's sort of like before, like where I'm sort of I've worked for myself for 30 odd years, and then I started to think with when YouTube started to sort of come good for me, I thought, I'll start to sort of mix my time, between YouTube and the work that I was doing, to try to diversify my income streams. But then, and it worked a little bit, fairly well. I was on the right track, and then all of a sudden the algorithm sort of got crushed for me, and that was because I did too much live streaming, and other things as well, like sort of shadow banning type stuff as well. But it was ended up I sort of was thinking, oh geez, I dodged a bullet there, because I could have actually gone 100% in and then completely crashed. But then I'm now sort of working sort of part time for another company, and so I'm no longer, from the financial perspective, it's no longer really a major concern, like the algorithm. But I still want to keep it as a third income stream, if that makes any sort of sense. So it's sort of one of those things where I think about it a little bit, but not as much as I did before, sort of getting this new role that I've got. So and I've had this role for about a year now, so which is good. It sort of it means I don't have to think too much. I don't have to worry too much about the financial side of YouTube, which is which, as I said, has sort of gone backwards, unfortunately. But I do appreciate you being a Patreon supporter, so thank you very much for that. It's sort of one thing I always forget to say, that that I do appreciate that a lot, because I sort of don't do a lot at all actually on Patreon. I do have a special Patreon area in my Discord server, and I do actually sort of, when people actually ask questions in there, I make a point of trying to sort of get in and answer them as quickly as I possibly can. But anyway, that's sort of where we are. The game's still loading in. But I do appreciate that, Crunch, so thank you very much for that. It does, it all makes a difference. It's one of those things where, yeah, the different income you get from streaming is it sort of runs all over the place really with different things, which is which is, as I said, it's good that you can diversify to a large extent. I thought her eyes were open in this. I thought she had eye open. Is it? It's not really, is it? Anyway, let's go and should we just go and load the game? I'm just not sure if we ended up with anything else. We're at turn 17, and I've completely forgot. This is Fajala Quartzinger. She is. We're playing on one of the actual maps that we actually had through there, where we've got the Crystal Dwelling. We've already come across that one. The Legends of Merida. So these are sort of like giant fated regions. We've got low population. We've got low subdued infestations. So the wildlife in this realm is more dormant than usual. This realm starts with reduced amount of infestations. I like the idea of that actually. Then we've got the lingering creators. We've got giants and demi-giants are prevalent on this realm. So ogres and giant and ogre units are common. Hi Matthew, how are you going? And then we've got the continents, so normal realm traits. So this realm is dominated by several large contested land masses. So we will need to get sailing at some point, I guess, unless we stay underground. We are sort of starting underground here, so we'll just go and load this game in and see what we're up to. We don't even think we've actually hit the surface yet. We just sort of really are just like expanding our holdings underground. We do need to get a second city up and running, and I think we're going to try to do that in the north. There's a way up over there. There's is that Arcanium? Yeah, Arcanium ore there. So we sort of, I think we still have to clear that one out. We're still building up our actual army, so we're sort of just getting our basic forces together. These are uninjured, which is good, so we can start to bring them back as well. And then we have actually found more zones in through this other side, where we can start to push these forward again as well. There's some good stuff up in here. So it might be that we go north now and just start to build another city back in that region. This region, we've got a really good expansion down through here. Over this other side, we've got a city which is going to become a vassalized city. And so we'll probably just keep that thumping along that way. We also have come across, this is the Meridian Maze, which is like a special location. So provinces adjacent to this landmark gain a quarry in this province grants 10 production, a mine grants 10 plus 10 gold. So you can see there that there's different bonuses over this way. So maybe that's where we head next and set up in this location if we can. So I think we might head north. We've also got this location that we have to clear out that as well. Yeah, so we're just really getting our basic forces together. We're still using just tier 1s, and we'll be starting to get tier 2 units now, pretty much. Money is good, which is good. Mana is becoming okay. And then we've got, this is now this one here can move a little bit further, and this one's injured, so I'm going to move this one back inside our territory. I'm going to have to clear these out as well as we come through. Just move them off and move them into this area. Yeah, actually, again, Crunch, I do appreciate what you said there, because you fly blind a lot, unfortunately, with things like YouTube and Twitch and stuff. You don't really know, or I don't really know, what the best option is to sort of balance between giving people, the viewers, what they want, and and also making sure that the channels and things remain fairly healthy. Sort of one of those sort of type of things. Adrian's saying, are you going to stream Emperor of the Fading Sun Enhanced? Looks interesting. I already did, actually, a few days ago. So if you have a look back through my live streams, you'll find one there on YouTube. And I also did a video with basically as a tutorial for new players, which I just put up yesterday, literally about 24 hours ago, I think, was when I sort of added that one in. And also tomorrow I actually have a key to give away of Emperor of the Fading Suns Enhanced. So So and so I'll be covering that a little bit tomorrow on DasTactic. That's the plan anyway, to sort of go and do that one. It's funny actually, Battle Mode and myself actually interviewed the developer Andrew yesterday for a podcast, which we'll be releasing on the Meta Abuse channel, which should be up tomorrow or the day after, I think. So that's actually. And that was really quite interesting, actually. Very interesting developer. Like the game has been around since 1997, and the enhanced version has added a lot of things to it. So something that we had a really interesting interview. I think people who like those sorts of games will actually enjoy that interview. He was a very, very interesting person to interview. So that's Emperor of the Fading Suns Enhanced, which I will possibly stream more of it, but I've got so many streams coming up. I've literally got there's over the next week. There's a few more new games that I'm not allowed to talk about that are quite large, that are going to also then take up my time as well. Hi Bjorf, how are you going? And T5 Cats are saying, "Oh, free game that I can play." Well, it's not a free game. It's just I've got a key to give away. Tomorrow, so because the game just launched yesterday, so it's been sort of out for a day, but it's a very, very interesting game. The lore is incredible in that game, and it's a game from the 1990s originally, and it still does look it, but it doesn't feel like it. And there's been an awful lot of work done to it, I believe, to try to enhance it. That's what it's called. It's been rebalanced, all sorts of stuff. All right, so Noble Tour is saying, "Hey, and I missed the prior streams. What kind of faction are we on?" Okay, let's go. Let's go and do that. So I see Feudal at least. Yes, well picked up. So Feudal has now got a new way of being with the way that you can then go and play. So I'm thinking the best way of just show our empire. What would be the best way to do that? Would it be diplomatic overview? Maybe that would be. If I go and click on this one here, we can sort of then at least hover over different sorts of things in through here. So we're playing as Fajala Quartzinger, which is and so she is a rock giant king. So there's 4 different types of giants now that have come in the giant kings, and the rock giant is so an adamant giant who sculpts realms by raising mountains. So this is more, it can be underground, but it can also be above ground type thing. But Capital City starts with the Wizard Tower Item Forge, which you can sort of see up through here. All the giant kings start off with this. So we've got that one in through that side. Has a Summon Rock Runstell spell, which I haven't used, so I don't even know what that does. Actually, what does it do? Summon a Rock Runstell on target province. This will appear in the empty hex and terraform surrounding provinces every turn. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or bad thing for us. I'm guessing it's a good thing. So maybe it creates stalagmites, provide 3 extra production. Now that's actually something that I probably should do. Actually, just looking at this, I haven't actually done that yet. I've got 31 extra coming through. I might do that and then put it where all my production is being set up. So so Giant Kings are Giant King Governors, back and through here. So each quarry grants another +5 production. So it's very much like, what's the god's name? The Vulcan. They're sort of like the god Vulcan, like where they're sort of like forge masters and things like this. And so they end up with more production. Renown level, they're different renown levels. Renown level 2, city structures cost 20% less gold. Renown level 3, each quarry grants +1 binding fragments, which is actually pretty cool, actually. We should really be aiming for this because we do need to get the binding fragments to then go and build different equipment, and we do actually have bonuses with equipment as well. At Renown level 4, city structures grant +2 gold in addition to their normal effects. I'll go through what this actually is as far as Renown is for our particular character. So, because she certainly is going to be fairly strong through there. And Giant Kings have a 5 mana unit upkeep and cannot equip mount items. So our mana is slightly lower than what it would normally be because we do actually have, you can see there the unit upkeep. Well, 5 of that is coming off our actual leader. So you do actually have that bit of upkeep in through there. The force that we're playing with is the Dwarves. I've sort of made the Valiant Dwarves in through here. And so the keeper for them is her, which we'll go through in just a minute. Their traits are, what we did was we kept the defensive tactics and toughness from the base chassis of the Dwarves, but we switched out one of them for underground adaptation. So we start underground. So we gain cave walk, can build farms, huts, etc. The culture we went through was feudal, but feudal now splits off into different modes, and that's why we chose it. We've got aristocracy. So we've got monarchy and aristocracy are the two different types of feudal now that are in the game. So your cities form powerful houses, able to field efficient armies when led by their liege lords. Each city has a feudal house led by its governor, who becomes the house's liege lord. Units produced in feudal cities become part of that city's feudal house, gaining experience as their liege lord gains renown. So certain units can promote into higher tier units on attaining legendary rank. And so this is fairly interesting, because what this also means is, by playing as aristocracy, you end up with this whole house system where everyone's sort of working together in the empire, but the actual individual cities, whatever units are created, will then work for their lord in a much more meaningful way. So that sort of really is quite interesting. We've got subterranean society back into here. This is a Pantheon unlock, which I think is a new one actually. So they know the Earth is like no other, favouring the depths of the realm to the turbulent surface. So underground passages grant +2 Imperium. We haven't claimed any of those yet. Underground cities gain 20% food income. So we get extra food, which is it's important that we stay underground here. Excavation of underground provinces has a chance of uncovering an additional resource node, which is why we're seeing double ups in different areas. And we start with the bonus. The starting bonus is excavation. We also went with perfectionist artisans. And so they demand perfection in of their artisans, taking their time to build marvels like no other. So city structures cost 100% more production, but grant +1 city stability and +5 gold in addition to their normal effects. And so racial unit tier 3 units have +1 rank. And so when we get to our tier 3 units, we're going to be able to at least get them a little bit stronger than what they would normally be. And we start with an extra tier 3 unit, which we'll sort of see in amongst the group. If I go and click on this particular stack, there he is there. So we've got a shield unit there. So a liege guard. Now, the reason that we do need to keep on going north is we do actually have, so Yvain the Viper, we do need to get Yvain for a setup as a governor of a city, and I'm thinking we go north for that. But we might as well clear things out as we go, or we could send him up to sort of go and take the different locations. There's a double up, for example. There's a province. If I just go and click on the province locations, you can see they're both inside that particular province. And if I come back down, as we've uncovered different areas, there's a couple more in there, a couple of mana nodes, so we double up the mana nodes. There was one in through here where we doubled up, that's separate again. There's different mines there. They're all different again down this way. But it's interesting. Like it's an interesting thing with these extra resources. So yeah, it's quite powerful, which is really quite nice. Anyway, that's where we are. So yeah. Anyway, so that's a bit of a summary as to where we actually are. Hi, Windslayer. How you going? Saying how's it going? You know, it's going well, thank you. Although it's been a few days since I've played it, so I've sort of forgotten where I'm up to. But God, what a great game! I know that Windslayer has also been covering the game as well, and had early access just like I did too. So it's quite cool. So yeah, no, it's an awesome game. So Nibble 2 is saying it's actually playing a rock giant. The rock run still is interesting for industrial, because apparently you can cheese prospecting with it. I assume it refreshes the mountain stalagmite somehow. Oh, I didn't know that. That sounds like a bug. That does sound like a bug. Now we're building a rune carver's camp in here. And what this one does is the rune carver's camp is, if we hover over that one, you can see there the draft goes up, and it's got +3 mana per adjacent quarry. Unit deployment location counts it as a quarry. And so I've got quarries in around here and here, but I'm going to be building more quarries around this area as we sort of expand. So I'm thinking that we put the stalagmites, we've got like mushroom forest in through there. There's some stalagmites in here, which essentially are mountains. Actually, well, I'm guessing if we put the run stele at this location, that would actually then sort of push the more stalagmites into this region here. I might just pop it in here somewhere. Yeah, let's go and do that. So we've got the Summon Rock run still, and through the, on target province, this will appear on an empty hex, and terraforming it around the provinces every turn. Let's go and do that. There was nothing else. Oh, purging arrows. Hang on, I prefer to do that. Actually, yeah, we want to abort that spell. We want to go to purging arrows initially, and sort of get that one in there, and then we'll do the rock run still after that one. Any giant dwarves in the game? Just kidding, but they do exist among us humans. Yes, they do. So yeah, so Berserk exponent saying it spreads underground stalactites that act like mountains. Yep, cool. Yeah, so that will actually then give us a bonus for these various locations in through here, and if we just leave it here, it will then sort of give us a bonus in around here as well. So that's all going to work fairly well. All right, let's continue on. So I've got the now this. I want this one to start to level up, so I'm just going to keep it here for now. We've got the Explorer here now. I want this Explorer to keep on pushing through into this region. So we'll sort of I'll do it from. It doesn't really matter which direction I do it from. So I'll just do it from in here. And so this is a passage. This looks like another passage, which they both seem to go into the same area, but I want to find out if there's anything up there. Oh, by the way, with the game, there's been a lot of work done on the underground, and you can sort of see that we've got like a frozen biome in here, for example, with this particular location underground. There's some interesting areas. I think this is part of the crystal area, which is again, this one comes with the Giant Kings. The things like this, these sort of special locations like the Meridian Maze is a Giant Kings edition, but there are other editions as well, and it's a bit hard to sort of see it in the fog of war. If we just zoom out, you can sort of pick it a little bit. Just want to go out as far as I can. That's, I don't know why that's not, that looks like it may be another one of these drops. That could be another zone. Yeah, so it's a bit hard to sort of tell what's going on here. But you'll notice that there are things, for example, like these areas, which are sort of like, it means there's some sort of structure there. So there's a lot of exploration now. Underground has really had a lot of love in the free update, but also in the in what's going on there. I don't know what that is. That's interesting. Another interesting looking shape there. But the shapes actually do, like they form, there's very different biomes. There's another sort of structure. We don't know what that is. More structures down this way. It's just the underground has now become really fascinating, and what they've tried to do, I think, is to also to make it so that it's a little bit more like Age of Wonders 3, where you can ultimately then sort of use it for travel all over the actual map. And we haven't gone above ground yet, so so we don't know what's happening above ground. So that's sort of where we are with what we're doing. So Noble 2, so I haven't gotten to try them yet at all, but I suspect that my Fire Giant Sabertooth Primal run will be fun. Yeah, I don't know, like it's sort of, well, what we're doing here is we actually are embracing fire as well. Like you can sort of see that we've got like the Purging Arrows. We're also trying to get like a Pyromancer, because we actually don't have any low-level magic users at this stage. So we'll be sort of going the Pyromancer route for the magic users. In terms of the city, I'm just to show you what we're doing. We're just getting a workshop at this stage, so still fairly early levels. We don't have any boosters for farms at this point in time. We haven't built a farm. We've been too busy building either mines or quarries essentially at this stage, or getting mana. Now we can get even more units, and I can afford them. So if we have a bit of a look, I can now get the Aspiring Knights. You've only just got to the next level. So we've, in terms of what we've got in the town is actually, we've now got a few different buildings. In fact, if I go into here, you can see there the province. We've got that's what we've got sort of building the structures that we actually have. Is we've now got like the town hall number 2 there, the castle, which unlocks the level 2 units. So that's what we sort of have at this point in time. So I'll just leave that where that is, but we'll then just come back through. And Bannermen, I don't really need these, I don't think. I mean, the Banner Smite, the Soothing Standard, it does give temporary hit points. That's not bad, actually. Yes. But the Aspiring Knight, I might go that way. I think I'll just grab one of those. So we'll throw one of them into the mix. Hi, gentlemen, Skeleton, how you going? And Dragon Wasp was saying, been starting to play a game called Vargas, the Riven Realms. I've heard of it. I haven't played it, though. Not a 4X strategy game. More of a harsh, story-driven caravan game. Yeah, I think I passed on it because of that. Pretty fun and dark, since it takes place in the post-apocalyptic lands of Rome, where magic is widespread after the gods destroyed everything in a gigantic cataclysm. Yeah, it's sort of that's a game that I did have. I think I may even have it, but I sort of didn't really ever cover it, I think, because it wasn't random. Anyway, let's continue on with what we're doing. It's been pretty good. Thanks for asking. How have you been? I've been good, thank you. So yeah, I wake up too early, and I get too tired in the afternoons, unfortunately. So it's only not even 2 a.m. yet for me. It's just coming up to 2 a.m. which is a little bit too early for me. I sort of wish I would wake up about now, but I wake up about an hour early, and so I only get like 4 hours sleep a night. But I wake up wide awake, and it sort of drives me nuts because I just cannot go back to sleep. I wake up and just immediately start thinking, what could I be doing? And then I start thinking about games like this, and I think, yeah, I can play that. So then I just get up. Is that healthy? Well, I've done it for decades, so it's sort of not really like it's not as if it's not good. I know that, and if I get 5 hours, I'm really good. Like 5 hours sleep for me is awesome, and I don't need any more than 5 hours. But 4 hours is just not quite enough for me. So yeah, no, it's not healthy. The 4 hours isn't healthy. The 5 hours I think is for me. I know that that's not usual for other people, but I literally have been only getting 5 hours sleep for, like, as I say, decades. Like, it's sort of one of those things where I just don't need to sleep much. Yeah, they must have been putting something in the water in Australia. Well, it's sort of funny where I live in Australia. Like, it's a subtropical sort of area, and it's and so it's actually it's like everyone where I live wakes up early. Like, and so it's an early. It's like if down south in the colder climates, it's actually people sleep until like 10 o'clock in the morning and stuff like that. Whereas here, most people get up around about dawn, like about 6 a.m. And so and then do things because it's the best time of the day. But yeah, down in other areas of Australia, there's they certainly they basically do sleep in a lot, which is sort of funny when you go down there. It's sort of like you think, oh, that's not good, like you should be out doing stuff. Let's just see what we've got in through here. It's sort of the best time of the day where we are. This looks very promising for setting up another city. Very promising. Spell ready, purging arrows. So we'll just go and enchant the archers. All right, so they're done. I'll just go and place that one in there, and we'll just come and crush these on the way through. Now she travels faster than the others, so I'll just move them. We'll just auto battle this one. A little bit of damage done, but nothing much for us to really worry about. So we'll close that one off. Got the Ring of Camouflage. Now we can disenchant this for 100. What level is this one? So it's tier 2. And I think I'll just take the reward at this stage. There is some stuff we wanted to build in the forge at some point. Let's just stay inside our territory.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So that will heal up.
Yeah.
think I'll come back for this. It's one of these things where, or I can just go forward with this one, with this stack actually. I might do that with this leader, and just move him up into, just so we can quickly establish a new city. Let's rush that with him. Area excavated, so that's fine, and we'll just end our turn there. So Tenor is saying, I see it's time for my most disliked game. Ooh, that's they're fighting words. You're saying, what don't you like about it? I think he's trolling. I hope he's trolling. This is my favourite series of games. I absolutely love Age of Wonders. But no, people actually don't warm to this game a lot, and but I don't really understand why. But I do get that there is something now. We're seeing there's another hole in the ground there. Let's just move up. What's this? Some sort of old dragon? Yeah, this is dragon wings, I think. So I've found another interesting location here. The Horde of the Fallen. Here we go. So this is all new stuff again that's sort of come into... oh, wow, this looks really, really interesting. I'll just keep on moving in until we actually get something showing up. It's not actually... Oh, there's cursed barrows there. There's a silver location. So provinces adjacent to this landmark gain +5 gold. The ancient dragon draconic frenzy combat enchantment. Cities with 3 provinces adjacent to this landmark gains unlock recruitment of tier 4 and 5 dragon units. Wow. Okay. Cool. This is exactly where we want to be. So this is. And I just didn't quite. I should have moved over this way. I should have checked to see so we could actually start to unlock stuff in through here. But we can. We'll definitely just beeline for that with this character here. So he will have to sort of come up this way. We'll use the others to expand out this side. I might even grab another scout, I think. Now there, I'll just move these out and about a little bit. So while we're here, yes, you'll start to move these across this way. And we'll start to clear out this this little grouping because we'll be expanding into there fairly soon. Yep. So we discovered this Horde of the Fallen. So gazing up the remnants of what was once a majestic horde, one cannot help but contemplate the dragon that fell here and its destructive rivalry with the giants. See how even the bones try to still protect its treasures. As the wind howls through the peaks, I swear I could hear the dragon's ancient roar still. So Fenrir Rockburn, Journals from the Second Age, Part 2. So anyway, that's all very, very cool. Now, where do we get to? So we've got Pitchforks on standby. Says Beowulf, let's hear him out. Yes. And Hive Destroyer saying, I got this game because I saw you playing it while following your Dwarf Fortress. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I love this game. It's sort of, I find it super immersive. And there are people who just really don't like it. So Moore McDoo is saying to Tenor, how dare you? May halflings ambush you when you least expect it. Tenor is saying, I bought this game at full of release for €50 and was disappointed. It felt bare bones and certain mechanics weren't available, like race cities. My dislike increased with each DLC, which enforced the fact that that it was bare bones at release. Yeah, really, I don't resonate with that even slightly. I think the DLCs have been awesome. I will say that I'm surprised at the price of this DLC. That for me is the biggest and probably the only real negative I have with this DLC is the price of this particular DLC, the Giant Kings, is in my opinion too high for DLC. It does add a lot to the game, but it's still just not. I don't think it's. Well, that's a value judgment. Like it's a difficult value judgment in terms of the DLC costs as much as what a lot of games do. So yeah, so I hate DLC bloat. I hate DLC bloat as well. I wouldn't say that this game has had any superfluous DLCs at this stage. I think all the DLCs have dramatically added to the game in very, very positive ways. So so Bioff's saying, I can see that I don't like all the DLC, but I'm part of the problem because I keep buying it. Well, is the big question is has there been any DLC that's come into the game that just hasn't been required? And the only one that I would actually put up, as a possibility, is the one before Giant Kings, which I don't particularly love, which is the Ogre DLC. I didn't really warm to that one, but that's the only one and that was just more personal preference. I just didn't like. I like the Tolkien-esque approach of the game. That one was more of like an Eastern mythology edition, which I just didn't really love. So all the others I've actually really, really enjoyed. Like even the one that sort of goes more of the Spanish, with the conquistadors. I forget what that one's called, but I even liked that, which was sort of took it, with firearms. And I know a lot of people didn't like having firearms in the game, but I still didn't mind that DLC. It just added something a bit different. But it still felt thematic to me. So Bioff's thing, I think they're trying to force people into the season pass with the pricing. I think absolutely that's the case, because the season passes are worth it. They're worth the money, but this DLC, it's a real value call as to whether it's worth the money. I think that's very much a personal preference type thing. So where did we get to? So Glitchen's Schweet is in saying this game is feeling completely different compared to when it was released. I agree with you. I think it is too hero heavy though. I don't need units, so I just invest in my ruler and my champion and treat it like a D&D murder hobo romp. I disagree with that. I think the units are very, very well balanced in the game. So Tina is saying, I love Stellaris, but I gave up on it due to the DLC policy. See, Stellaris and a lot of the other Paradox games really do have DLC bloat, where there's all sorts of DLCs that will change the skin of something or something like that, which is what they wear and things like that. Which that's stuff I don't like that. Another example is No Man's Sky. They fund themselves through new copies sold. My eyes, it's just greed and feels scummy. I don't know. If it's a niche game, and I guess you got to argue first of all, I think the value that the DLCs for Age of Wonders, it adds value to the game. So for me, I don't have a problem with that. If it was just where they were trying to trying to get more money from a small user base, which I don't think Age of Wonders is in that category anymore, then I can understand why they do it, because it's a niche category. But this is not, and I don't think Age of Wonders is a niche category. I think it's sort of big enough to be mainstream. So I think that's where I do have a problem with the DLC policy, is when you've got a game like Stellaris, which is a mainstream game, and you're still actually doing essentially a DLC bloat policy. It's sort of that is, I think, that's not healthy. Anyway, Bjorn says, I like to enjoy No Man's Sky, but I hate I don't play that one actually. So things are saying, I think I quite strongly disagree there. Every year they release a substantial DLC that have two small DLCs. I definitely not call Biogenesis, Machine Age, and Utopia Titbits. I don't play Stellaris really. I don't have time to do it. Bioff saying Age of Wonders 4 was 24th on top sellers earlier today on Steam. There we are. Yeah, so it's still actually up there. Winslayer is saying Frost Giant is my favourite. How about you? I sort of haven't really. I've played with all of them a little bit, but not very much, to be honest. I haven't played it fully. I wanted to play with one that was really just sort of underground, so that's why I chose the Rock Giant in this particular one. I like all of them, to be honest. They all have a completely different sort of push into different locations. Noble Tour saying, I haven't gotten to try them at all yet, but I suspect that my Fire Giant Saboteur will be a fun run. Did I miss the other one? Yeah, I must have missed it, sorry. So Noble Tour saying, I was actually playing a Rock Giant. The Rock run still is... Yeah, actually we did... Sorry, I'm missing a few comments in through here. Matthew saying, what is your sleeping schedules, Daz? You go to bed early and get up early? Pretty much, yeah. I go to bed at about 8 o'clock and I go to bed at 8. I read for about an hour, and then I wake up at about 1 usually, or 12:30 at the moment, which is again not enough sleep for me. I'm not a great sleeper. I have to really time myself out physically to sleep decently well. Yeah, that's probably something I should do. I probably should actually go for a walk or something, like after dinner or something like that. Probably it would be good for me to do that actually. I get all my exercise in the mornings, and so I could go for a bike ride and go for a swim. But that's like in how long? Three hours from now, basically. I'll sort of be down the beach, but I don't. That's early in the morning. And so Horth SMS is saying, can you explain how the season passes work? Essentially, when you get a season pass, you are getting a collection of DLCs together. And in fact, if I go back out, I'll just go and Alt-click across and go to Steam. I'll just show you what they actually are, because they are now, they're telling you what you get with each season pass. I don't know if you can retrospectively get the season passes. I'm guessing you can. Should be able to. So when you come back through, and you can see, look, the game registers. It's very positive. It's 80%, 82%. So it's sort of up in the for a strategy game. That's very good. So you've got the premium edition. Includes 7 items. So the premium edition is like a season pass. Actually, there's expansion pass 1 bundle, which has got 5 items, and so this is an expansion pass in through there. There is a new expansion pass though out. Expansion pass 2, there it is, available now. And so what this one does is that this particular one, I'll just go and click on it if I can. Yeah, so it's so this is the release. So this is 4-in-1 exceptional value for Season Pass 2. And so Season Pass 2 will cost more, of course, than the individual stuff. But if you've got Season Pass 1, you end up with, if you go to bundle info in through here, what this one will then give you is you get the Archmage attire. You've got to get it, guys. You've got to get it. No, I don't even know what that is, to be honest. So I don't even know if I've got that. I'm guessing I may have it. So we've got the Dragon Dawn, which adds dragons to the game. You've got Empire and Ashes, which is the one that sort of then unlocks the sort of like the Spanish Inquisition-ish type conquistador type units, which is actually fairly interesting. It also, I think, adds in the sort of like bird units, as in playable bird units. I think that one comes in with that one through there. Primal Fury. Then actually, this was one that I really wasn't looking forward to. I just didn't care much about it because I thought it was going to be something different. But it actually is very, very interesting. And so this actually creates races with new beastly forms, and also a primeval culture, and it works very, very well. And then Eldritch Realms down through here. This is one where you sort of have like an Eldritch area that you can then move into, and you end up with different sort of like Eldritch style units. That's probably of all of those. That Eldritch Realm one is probably the one that I like the least out of all of those. But again, they're on special at the moment. So that's Season Pass 1. If you have a look at Season Pass 2, actually I'm guessing that the other one that we have, the Premium Edition, this is 25% off at the moment. If I view the info through here, what does this one give you? Does this give you everything? Okay, this one gives you Age of Wonders 4 and the Age of Wonders 4 expansion pass. So you end up with basically the same sort of deal in through there. Yeah, so it only gives you those same sort of things along with the base game. So you've got those. Then the new one, which is coming out. So, and what this will do is, so if we go to what this one's going to be bringing, so we've got Age of Wonders 4. If we sort of go. Giant Kings is back. We've got Ways of War. This one I would say is not that fantastic. Herald of Glory. I don't remember even what this one was, to be honest. It's sort of it's something that I can't even remember what that one actually was. So that one, I've got no idea. I've got a feeling that's a bit of a nothing one. But then we've got Ways of War. This wasn't fantastic in my opinion. This is probably the least favourite of what they are. But then we actually have the Giant Kings and then the Archon Prophecy coming as well. So this one has just come out now. for Giant Kings, and then we've got summer of 2025, or winter if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, for Archon Prophecy, and I'm really looking forward to that. The Archons were my favourite faction in Age of Wonders 2, so I absolutely love them. I think it was Age of Wonders 2. So anyway, the and Herald of Glory, exclusive instant unlock where you end up with Pegasus mounts. Different. This is not all that interesting, but you can actually sort of then go and get these extra types of units as well. 4 and 1 exceptional value, save over 17%. So that's that one there through there. So I do think that these are worth it. Like, but the actual often I do struggle with the actual price of the current this current DLC. To be honest, it sort of seems fairly high. So Beoff saying Heralds of Glory is just a weird looking cosmetic. Yeah. So that's one that I wouldn't worry at all about. Like, I don't even know if you can buy them individually. Klings are saying, whereas for me it's absolutely worth it. I bought Season 8 DLC last year and got hundreds of hours from it. That cost me maybe $35. Yeah, I always, when I look at DLC content, I always equate it to how much does a movie pass, or like how much does a movie cost, and how many hours worth of movie time am I going to get playing a game. And when you think of it in that sort of terms, I mean, a movie here in Australia costs you like $15, I guess, to go and see it for a couple of hours, like 2 or 3 hours of movie enjoyment. And this is like double that. So you're looking at maybe, will you get 6 hours of enjoyment out of it? Yeah, probably. And then you sort of maybe even double that again. Will you get 12 hours? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I will, but other people maybe not. Chris is interesting, saying, do you know if they're going to have a typical DLC fest for Age of Wonders 4, aka Stellaris-like, or are they going to keep it more like Planetfall? Well, Planetfall is, the reason that Planetfall is like what it is because where it only had the 4 DLC, is that when Triumph Studios, the developers of Age of Wonders, when they actually were bought out by Paradox, they had to placate their existing fan base, and what was interesting about that was when they went across to Paradox, part of the deal was that in Planetfall they were not going to build more than 4 DLC. And so, because everyone that was that was talking in the in their forums and things was really concerned about Paradox getting too involved in the development of Age of Wonders, and they thought it was going to kill the game. And so there was massive fear from the actual the fans of Age of Wonders. I was certainly one of the fans at that stage as well, and I was very concerned about the fact that we may end up with DLC bloat within Age of Wonders, and I still don't feel that that's the case with Age of Wonders 4. But with Age of Wonders Planetfall, they made the commitment. They said there's only going to be 4 DLCs, and that's it. And there's absolutely going to be no more. And I actually wish there was more. At the time, I was thinking, this game could have done with 1 or 2 more DLC to really sort of flesh it out. But they had made that commitment, and they stuck by that commitment. This time, I actually, even privately, I was trying to get the devs to tell me what the plan for DLC was, and they wouldn't answer the question. So I sort of knew that, we're going to get a lot more DLC than 4 with the game, and I don't think that they had any plans to stop. So they completely ignore any question now about what the plans are, what the strategy is for DLC. So I think that's sort of like an internal thing. So I did actually ask a fair few times what that actually was in different ways and to different developers, and never ever got an answer. Not even an acknowledgement that they heard the question. But that for me was I knew that for fans of the series, like going way back, like 20 odd years, that was going to be a concern, and so I was wanting to get an answer. But when they then started to announce the DLC and that they were going to be coming every 3 months, I thought, oh shit, this is going to be terrible. But I've been really happy with the DLC. So I was really thinking it was going to be a problem. It's sort of I really thought that was going to be an issue with the way that the DLC was going to be pushed. So. But I thought that the DLCs each added value to the game and replay value to the game. So for me, it's not really been a big problem. Yeah, so one with Blue saying prices all relative too. I think the Age of Wonders pricing is better than Nintendo wanting to charge $80 or $90 for Mario Kart. Yeah, look, it's again, it is relative. I think that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, so things I was saying to Chris that that DLC Season Pass Daz was looking at is exactly the style DLC the Stellaris uses. Hi Brexus, how you going? So Age of Wonders is my favourite turn-based strategy game of all time. Same with me, actually. Same with me. It's the series itself. I've played them ever since version 1, and loved it. I even remember when I first started playing it. The first day that I ever played Age of Wonders, I went and got my wife, who doesn't play these games at all, to show her what the random maps were doing, or what the maps were doing anyway, just the way it sort of worked. And she had zero interest in it. And I just remember at the time just going, yeah, okay, yeah, that's cool. But I was really taken by it. It was what was it? It was some mountains that you had to cross, and the only way you could do it was with flying units. And it was and I don't know why at the time. Like, this is 25 years ago, and at the time I just was thinking, this is incredible what they've done with this game, you know. And back then, that was actually it was for me really, really good. Anyway, I still remember, because I never bother her with the games that I play, like, ever, because she doesn't like them, and it was one of those things where I just, at that point, I was really excited by what I saw. I can only vaguely remember what it was, but I think there was like a big solid mountain range, and the only way to get across it was with flying units, and you had to sort of put them into they had airships, I think, back then, something like that. I forget what it was. Anyway, there was only one way through. And I just thought that was really, really clever for I think it was a random map. So anyway, Tenor saying, Daz, you mean fanboy? Yes, I am a fanboy. I definitely am. Okay, Chris is in saying, yeah, no, Clint's like, yeah, I'll keep on skipping past so we can get into the gameplay. Too bad they don't have updated frost tomes, even if they added a frost giant. Have they got enough frost? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's sort of one of those things where I think there's enough with frost in the game. To be honest, they got that one pretty early. So I think the frost aspects are certainly sort of covered. Cynthia Lucas saying, hurrah for the Giant Kings. Archon Prophecy all the way. Yeah, I'm looking for Archons. Looking really forward to that one. Do exactly the same with my missus. Look at this thing. Okay, yeah. I get sort of like a polite acknowledgement, and then sort of disappears off to do something else, you know. So Shagos saying lightning and fire are much stronger. Yeah. I don't know. Frost is still pretty good. I mean, you can being able to freeze units is very, very powerful. More so than lightning and fire. The Omega Dwarves is saying a good place for a city right there. Yes, exactly. Well, we're now rushing up here to grab this location. So Bennett's Peregrine is saying, Daz, have you tried lossless scaling? Can triple your FPS on basically any game that would be useful for streaming. Have you tried lossless? I don't know what that is. Got no idea what that is. Okay, on YouTube. Sorry guys, I've missed a few comments in through there. What do we get up to? So, you've done the season passes. Then Exolotus is in saying Herald's was a few cosmetic options and then one society trait. Yeah, so tireless marches. Yeah, okay, so nothing much really. Well, actually, a society trait I do like. I do feel that they give. I always unlock them in the Pantheon. I try to save up Pantheon points to if there's new society traits, just so I can sort of get them as well. Swift marches. Yeah, okay. So no season passes are bundles of season passes are just bundles of DLC. Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's what they really are. Adrian's in saying, is this game starting to look like a DLC factory? I don't think so. I think there's still good value in the DLCs, and I do believe, I really strongly believe that the developers must have a plan of what they want to introduce, and I think as long as the game continues to do well, they'll continue to sort of add things to the game. And as somebody who loves the game, I'm actually not unhappy with that, as long as the DLC stay value for money like what they are at the moment. Or value in terms of gameplay. They keep they're very good at the moment, but the price really does concern me with this last one. This is a big jump in pricing, and that does concern me. Like just from the way that's, because we haven't seen that sort of price yet come through with the DLC for this game. So I don't know what that means. So that sort of that does bother me. The fact that the price of this latest DLC is so high. Yeah, so Exolotus, if you're going to buy the main DLCs, there's no reason to buy the season pass. You should even save a bit of money that way. If you're going to buy the main DLCs, well, I would argue that there's value in all of them, in different degrees. So I would be, if you're going to play the game a little bit, I would be getting everything that you possibly could, I would think. And so I think that's where the season passes are good. More DLC for Planet Forces, Matthew. I really felt that could have done with more, even though they did the 4, and again every DLC was good in that game. I feel that the value of the DLCs in Age of Wonders 4 is higher than the value of the DLCs in Planetfall. But I love the fantasy setting, and so I'm guessing I'm sort of more focused in that area. So Exlotus is saying, funny you should say that, because I've heard Triumph say more than once that they'd love to keep going for a Season 3 or even or more if the game continues doing well. Yeah, I think that they've left it fairly open, just to sort of see what they can then go and do. And I do really trust the devs with Triumph. Like, they've always been very mindful of their community, way back. The Distant Worlds 1 and 2, sorry, not Distant Worlds, Age of Wonders 1 and 2 were incredibly good games that nobody played. And so they weren't raging successes in terms of sales. They were okay. And I guess that the marketing of it wasn't that great, which is why I'm thankful that Paradox has actually stepped in. And I really do think that with Age of Wonders 4, we're seeing the best of both Triumph and Paradox working together with this. And I find that I really, it's easy to sort of thump Paradox for their DLC policies and stuff and the way that they work, but you can really see the synergies come together with both Paradox and with Triumph Studios with what they've produced in Age of Wonders. And I love that. I absolutely love that. So I've got a lot of respect for both companies, to be honest. So, I've always loved Triumph ever since, for 25 years. I've loved what they've done. Actually, no, I haven't liked all of what they've done. I love the Age of Wonders series, but and anything they've done with that. But they've done other games as well, which I just haven't even bothered with because I'm not interested in them. But I do like the people at Triumph. They're very good at what they do in terms of and building the game, and I think they've got a great team now for building Age of Wonders 4. Like the additions to the team and stuff like that are fantastic. They've still got the old original people as well to a large degree, sort of pushing the direction in different ways as well. So it's good. That's really, really good. Anyway, let's continue on the game. So I'm just going to go and. I think I'm going. I don't know whether I should start to push forward up this way. There's another big open area there. We could even get a couple of cities in here. I might come back down. I've got a little bit of space. Do I have movement? No, I don't have any more movement there. We'll end our turn. So I can't create. I'll just move down and just sort of do a bit of exploration down this way. We'll push this open. Oh, there's it's an underground passage there. All right, let's go this way. See what we can find. Produced a workshop. Okay, so we'll just come back into other buildings. Now, nothing is really boosted. Oh, the Mana Obelisk is. I'll go that way. And we do need to go and get the rock run stele in through here. So we'll go and add that one into the mix. Let's bring this guy up. Move that one through. Now these 5. How long have we got with this? Let's go in and recruit, like hurry the recruitment there. I'll grab a bannerman as well. So I can now bring this one across into this location. I'll move the that group there. I'll make that into another solid group, and we'll bring this one up as well. So Chris is saying actually Planetfall had the scaling setting to DasTactic. The scaling setting, scaling. I'm not sure what you meant. Sorry. Daz is so easy to distract. Says be off. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by the scaling setting. Anyway, let's continue on. So this is easy stuff. We're just going to auto combat these. Oh, that's not good. We're going to retry that one. We don't want to. I don't want to be bouncing in and out of these. I just want to rattle through these. So I'm not going to allow that to happen. The reason that happened is because the AI is a little bit more aggressive than the way I play, and so I'll just go through the tactical battles and what everything actually is, and maybe even the way to approach the tactical battles. You know, if you're newish to the game, one of the comments that people have is that all of the units are basically very, very bland, and they all sort of do the same thing. So if you have a look at a dwarven defender here, it's going to be the same as any other shield unit, and that's true for level 1 and 2 units. But level 3 units tend to have a bit more nuance about what they do, not so much from a racial perspective, but from culture or specific things in through here. So what we can sort of see down through this other side, we've got a couple of copper golems, and I'll go through what each of these things actually do just so you can sort of quickly go through. I've only got the 3, so we've only got this guy at the back. This is a brewer ogre. It's tier 2. It does have a unique ability. The ability is to drink. And so it gets strengthened, it gets sundered defense back and through this other side, and it also has a frigid belch, which then, so what that one does is it fires up this ability, so the frigid belch, and what this one does, it can then use that in a bit of a zone around it to freeze units at a fairly high rate, 90% chance to inflict frozen, which is actually very, very debilitating. So we need to overwhelm this one quickly. So that one is fairly unique with the way it sort of plays. But these guys, we can see through there, these are polearm units with what we can see through this other side. If I go and click on these, polearm unit back on through there, specialises in taking out large threats in cavalry and can counter shock unit charges. So when our cavalry unit that we just put into this particular stack does not do well against these guys. So these guys have got first strike and they're charge resistant. So that's what we have. And we've got with the knight that we brought in, that dwarven knight. This one here on these bears, the aspirant knight. If we have a look and see what he's got a charge strike, which is not going to do well against those polearm units, and so that's why he suffered so badly, because he also moves faster than anyone else. He's on these badger bear things that we've put our dwarves on. So God, this looks good. It looks so damn good, doesn't it? So anyway, that's the dwarves in through there. Chris is saying, is a setting to reduce this scaling resolution there by increasing FPS? I use it at 80% as I have an integrated GPU. Setting to reduce the scaling resolution. Don't know what you mean, sorry. I really don't know what you mean. I think you were talking about if the scaling, turn mine into 80%. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think you're talking about streaming. And to be honest, I'm streaming to both YouTube and Twitch at 6,000 kilobits per second, so I'm actually fine. It's good with what I have, and I only play at 1080p anyway, so I don't want to be scaling it down, if that's what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean. So anyway, I'll continue on. So Supreme Plague saying, so you had a little talk about DLCs. Yes, a little bit of one. So now SB Farmer was asking a question. Where was that? Yes, of one arm. Can I play this game? Yes, you can. It's sort of, I guess it's one of these things where if you've only got one, like, you know, if you only have one arm, I mean, I'm now going to try to sort of play it one-handed, so I'll put my arm behind my back. I'm just using the mouse at this stage, so I can click on close. You can just click and drag, so you can sort of move around. I use WASD to do the same thing, but you can just click and drag on the map to move it around. That's probably and it's mainly, I don't use anything other than WASD with my left hand. So if you're one-handed, you definitely can just move it around this way to to do it. So that's just using the mouse just by left clicking and moving. Right click will then move the unit. And let's just say I accidentally right click and have this guy charge forward and go, I didn't mean to do it. We've got an undo right there. So as long as you sort of are aware of that, then that's actually not a problem. So yes, I would say absolutely. So yes, that's and I don't think there's any other part of the game where you would need other than WASD. I don't use any other keyboard shortcuts in this game other than just I use the WASD to sort of navigate the map, and that's it. But you can just use the left mouse button to do the same thing. And middle mouse button will then sort of rotate around, so you've got sort of like the different rotates to sort of get the angle that you want, and then right click is to actually then interact with different types of units. So yeah, that shouldn't really be a problem. Okay, so SB Farmer saying, is there an affiliate link? No, not really, I don't think. Not for me anyway. So I know that Paradox did have one at some point, but I never really sort of engaged with it. I think I tried a couple of times to get it to work, but it just never really worked properly. Anyway, let's continue on. So these are going to be fairly easy once we get in with our standard units in through here. So we've got the units that actually come with the game in basic sense is what we're seeing up in these different areas. Now, when the game first came out, I was also of the opinion that it was too bland, and so what I would do is I would turn off the icons, and so that I didn't have to see them. That way I had to actually understand what the units were doing, and that gave me immersion. I now no longer really worry about it. I now more look at the at what class it is, and then the number down through here. So at level 1, I know that this archer unit is just going to be a basic archer unit. At level 2, 3, 4, etc., there may be some other new ones, but essentially these just fire arrows. They just shoot bows. They've got 3 shots per turn, depending on their action points. And you can see there they've got 3 action points in here at the moment. If I go to move to there, you'll see that it's now got 2 dots with one grayed out. That's 2 action points, 2 action points, 1 action point. So if I move in, that's as far as they're going to go. The giant herself, she is a spell singer, and so she actually is she has got the ability to both hurl rocks. She also has a fire breath because we picked up a special wand, and she also then has a fire evocation which we unlocked. But she is essentially a melee unit that can cast spells. That's what we went with her. So she's I think they call it a sword spell or something. I forget what they're called. Anyway, that's part of her makeup. In fact, I forgot to show that. If I go in and click on her, this is her. Now she's only renown level 1. What is she? She is. What do we need to do into here? I don't know what we actually. I forget what sort of bonus we've got with this. I can't really sort of go and open it up. You'll have to do it once we get out. Yes, she's a spell blade. Sorry, yeah, a hero class that can use both melee and magic. So she has those sorts of areas. But I forgot what the renown that she has is. Yeah, I forget what it is. Anyway, close that one off. So Ben is pretty good at saying these steam-powered lossless scaling. This thing is actually incredible. It's one of those things that actually works like magic, not a gimmick. Feels like downloading FPS. Oh, okay. Maybe I might just click on that just so that I've got it there, and then I'll just have a look at that one afterwards. In that case, I won't look at it now though. I'll just keep on playing. Thanks for that though. Yeah, I'm not sure. I sort of just do what I do and tend not to sort of worry about it. But thanks for thinking of that. So Chris, yeah, that was cool. I'll have a look at that one afterwards. Okay, so we've got the in this case these guys here are not very strong and not very strong with their actual hits. You can see there they do only 11 physical damage. They can hit up to 3 times, so it's always worth opening these up to have a look to see what you've actually got. Now we've got a few other abilities that we've actually applied to these, like we've got special sort of abilities on their swords as well as their shields in this instance, because we've sort of been updating some of their abilities. But in this case, these are just tier 1 these are elite, but they're just tier 1 shield units. And so the shield units are great at blocking enemies and protecting allies against physical attacks. The shield units gain shield defense, and so these are much more defensive. So we want to get these. These will do well against these units. So I'm going to start to move them forward. So I'll just move that one down to there. Now these units, if I go and click on them, we can sort of see that they can only move to there. Now these as well, if these copper golems, polearm unit, they only have, like, they've got first strike, charge resistance, and they also then just have like a, they do a little bit more damage, but they don't have the same protection that the others actually have. So in this case, they're going to march down, and so what I want to have is I want these shield units to be in the front line. The archer units I want to be in behind, so I'm just going to put them in behind. You can see we get defensive tactics because we've got that as an ability with our faction. I'm going to move this one up. Again, we can sort of see that one can reach there. So I don't want to go to there, or I could go to there if I wanted to, but I'm just going to move this one up just so I can make use of these abilities. We then have a hurl large boulder. Now the one dot there, the one dot there, and the one dot there means that I can move around and then fire this off essentially. So it's going to use up all of my action points, but I can move anywhere and then do this. And so if I use the fire breath, I've got that area there, be friendly fire if I did it. If I use this one here, this is fire evocation, I can't reach them. I could move forward and reach them, but with the rock, this has got a range of 6, and so I can actually hit both of these units with the rock. So I'm going to throw that one. That will then chew up all of the remaining time or the remaining stuff that I've got. So they then bashes them. It slowed them down. That's going to make them even less ability to move in forward. We're going to move this one in as well, probably this side, I think. So we no longer, they can no longer reach us. So I'm just going to move that one up to there. I can move that one in behind there as well. And we still can't reach them with those. We have another shield unit there. I'm going to move that one across to here. I could have moved it to there, but I want them to act together. These two shield units. This is a level 3, by the way. You can see it's got like another ability. This is a sworn bond. This one can actually link back to its hero, and so I can actually link that one, and any damage done to the giant will then be done to this one instead, at a reduced level. But if I go and add both of these together and then click on the shield wall, see how the shield walls have kicked in both instances? Like if I do that one, we get shield walls all the way through, which is quite dramatic. Now I'm going to, I'm not going to push this one forward. The game itself would, because it's an attacking unit, but this is a charging unit, and so this is a shock unit. It only has 1 attack, does 28 damage, so a lot of damage. Cancels any defensive mode and removes retaliation strikes from the enemy. So this essentially sort of shocks the unit, with its charge. The charge is the more it can then line up and come in, it ends up with getting extra 20% damage per hex travelled up to 3 hexes. So it can get up to an extra 60% damage if it can travel a little bit before it actually attacks. And so in this case, we don't need to really sort of do anything with that one. I don't want it moving into the front, but you can see there it does actually have more movement, so it ultimately can be front line, but I don't want it to be front line, and that's why it suffered so much damage when the AI was looking after it. And these, I'm just going to move these in behind these other units. We've got shield wall again, and we can move that one in as well. Okay, now this one also doesn't have any sort of ranged attack other than this belch, so it's going to be moving down next turn. That's all we need to do. So we'll just go and end our turn here. The first turn you can't cast spells, the second turn you can. There are some exceptions to that, but generally that's the case. Now this unit here is going to have the ability to freeze. It can get to there. It will be able to, once these move out of the way, it can get to there as well. Now I'm just going to have to deal with that, I think. So let's move in with these units now and just start the process. Now let's go through how we can then attack this unit. So I can move up into there, for example, and then go and attack it. You can see that hardly any damage is going to be done. If I move to that location, I've got 1 action point left, which means I've got 1 hit, and so this particular strike at 11 physical damage is not going to do a hell of a lot. It's going to do 6. Actually, I should explain why the 11 damage only does 6. So if we have a look, you can see there, if I hit this one, we've got the 6. It can bring a sundered defense in, which I think this one is suffering from that because it's become drunk with its drink in through here. So sundered defense is actually, if I just go and click on that one through there, that one there is it has -1 defense and -1 status resistance. Now status resistance is for different effects that can come in. So we've actually sort of got things like fire weakness. That's the overall status resistance, which means that if we're going to freeze it or burn it or do something like that, that's its status. That's like a different type of status that will then be applied to it. But any sort of the damage will then also have different reductions. Because it's a frost unit, it takes extra fire damage, but it's got more frost protection type thing. So that's sort of what it has in its protection back in this other side. For the so this one, I'm going to ignore to a degree what this one actually has. Now, if I go and try to attack it with this 11, the reason this one is actually getting a better bonus is if I go and click on it, we'll see there that it's got like 5 shielding, 5 defense, and so it will reduce the physical damage by 41%. And so in this case, by having 5 in through there, physical damage is reduced by 41%, so the 11 becomes 5 essentially, or 6. So the 11 becomes 6 because it's reducing a little bit of it through there. You can see there it's a polearm unit, which gives us an extra 1. It's a base level 2 because it's only level 1 unit, and it's got a defensive mode. So it's put itself into defensive mode for 2 extra defense in through there, which gives it the 5 total. So again, the game actually works fairly well with these sorts of things. They are sort of generic with the way it does work, but then there's other bonuses that kick in. If it was undead, there'd be other bonuses. Like this one here, for example, is a construct. And so these are, this is heartless. It has -50% modifier to morale changes. It's reinforced. Has 3 defense and 3 resistance against physical ranged attacks. So because it's essentially made out of rock or bronze in this case, or I think copper, it's actually got like an extra defense against ranged attacks, which is exactly what we're going to be hitting it with. So it does protect itself fairly well. Its first strike is because it's a polearm. Control loss immunity, immune to effects that like so berserk and dominated, because it's not a sentient unit. It's basically a golem. So charge resistant as well because it's a polearm unit. It's been slowed because of the attack that went against it with the rocks. It's got defensive mode and melee striking through there. When we have a look at this one through here, this is a construct. So a construct unit with reinforced, it then has, like a construct is got a negative lightning resistance, so it's actually susceptible to lightning damage, but it does have spirit resistance because there's no soul in this thing, so it doesn't so this is the sorts of things where the game actually does have a lot of nuance with the way it can be played. I mean, you sort of understand what's going on. It's immune to bleeding, disease, distracted, and poison because it's a construct. It doesn't have blood, doesn't have all those sorts of things. Then got other things, for example, like this will evolve. This unit will transform into a more powerful unit when it reaches legendary mode. It's only veteran at this stage. So veteran, there'll be different bonuses. Once it gets to legend, it becomes it evolves into a bronze golem, not just a copper golem. So it goes up another couple of levels. So it becomes something stronger again at that point. It's a very, very cool game with the way it sort of does work with all these different things. And so there we are with the so at the moment shock weakness. So it actually takes minus 10% from like if there is any sort of shock damage. We don't have anything that does shock damage in our army, so that's not going to be impacting it. But the archer, we can see there is not going to be doing much damage against this thing because it's resistant to that. Now you can see there the archer, where it currently is with all 3 action points, does not get close enough to actually go and affect this particular copper golem. Now I'm just going to move. Like what I'm now thinking is, how do I test everything? If I go and move this one to here, it still opens up the door for this one to be able to come through and attack it. And I probably want to do that. I've only got 1 action point there, 1 action point there. So ultimately that one could work there. This one could also work to there with this one coming in this side to do a physical attack. I do actually also have a flame attack, which I could bring back in, but I want to see what happens with the archer first. So let's go and I'm not going to move there, which will then block this unit. I'm going to move to there, because if I use the flame spell at the flame in through here, I will be able to move into this other location and then burn up through this other side as well. In fact, if I move there, I'll be able to burn all of them. So that's probably the best option for me. So I could do that one straight away, but let's have a look at the actual archer. If we move into there, see we've only got a 25% chance to hit that unit. So I'll show you why that's the case. Like I've got, I can keep on moving this many times. If I move to there, I've got I've got a 25%. If I move to there, I've got a 90% chance. If I move to there, I've got a 65% chance to actually do a shot. I've still got 2 shots. So I'm thinking if I end up with my archer here, I'm going to end up with a better chance. Now, if I hover over that one and press Control, it's going to then show me what's actually taking place in here. So we have a 30% Sundered Defense has got a chance to actually sort of reduce its defensive abilities. It's reinforced, so we end up with a negative with that reinforcement. We've got a long range, so 25% to hit has now come off that one, and 40% because of this stalactite that's actually in through here. So the stalactite is in the way. And you can see there's like, it changes from green to like a red because there's something in the way. If I'm over here and then have a look, it's 90% because I no longer have this in the way, and I'm no longer at long range. So let's keep on moving. Let's move this one up now, because we know that this is probably going to be the best bet for us, is to use the flame spell. Let's go and do this, and then grab the fire breath, and I can get all of them. And the thing is, with the fire breath, it does have friendly fire, so I want to use it now before I do anything else. So let's go and use this flame breath. It's coming out of her knee. Anyway, that's sort of where we are there. So I now want to move in, but let's just say I move this guy in. I think I can show this. If I move that one into there, and then move this one into there. See how I'm only getting 50%? I'm just going to undo that. If I move this one in once, and then move this one into there, I've still got 2 shots, but I'm now getting a 90%. So it's gone from 50 to 90, and the reason for that is we then introduce a new obstacle, which is this unit here, to make it even harder. So 90% now is giving me the chance to sort of do some damage with my range unit. We don't do much, but we'll just have 2 shots of that one. So we've now sundered its defense a little bit, so it's now a little bit, it's been slowed, plus it has sundered defense, so -1 defense in through there. This can stack. Now the defender, if I go back in, I'm not getting much. See, I'm hardly getting any damage. So now I have to think, what's the benefit of actually hitting it with this? I've only got 1 shot, and that's all I'm going to be able to do. Or I can use this, which is defensive mode, shield wall. This unit ends its turn and goes into a defensive mode, extends its zone of control to all adjacent hexes, and so it ends up giving, so all adjacent friendly units gain +3 defense. And so what happens with that one is, when we have a look at our fire giant, rock giant, she's got a defense of 4 at the moment in through there, so she's going to be sort of taking only 34% protection from that one. If I, instead of attacking this one, which I can't really do much damage to, I'm going to set up the defensive mode, and so that one is now defending her at 7. So now she takes 52% protection from any physical attack that comes in. Now, this one still actually has this frigid belch ability. Now, it may come in to try to attack me, and you can see there that we have there is actually a like, you could do a physical attack. It may end up doing that one. What I can do here is I've still got like a couple of other shield units, and I've got like this one here I could lock in as well. So what I'm thinking of doing with this is actually moving it in, but then using this. Actually, the sworn bond I can do. It's a free. That means it's a free action. So I'm going to do that with my hero unit here. So we'll do the sworn bond. So any damage done to her will now be transferred to this unit. And oh, hang on, I can't move. I thought I could. Damn it. Yeah, I can't undo that either now. That's a shame. just move. Facing is important in the game. So well, these do get shots here, 65%. I'll get 3 shots at 65. I'll take that. So I've got 2 that at full hits and 1 graze. I'll keep on doing this one as well. And that one, 90%. And we get to kill that one off with the archers. So it's gone. Alright, we'll move this one in here. Now this one here can now move into this location, so I'm just going to move this one across into this side and put that one into shield mode, because nothing else can really break out of this, and the Liege Guard I'll put into shield mode as well. Now I've still got this unit that can actually sort of come back through. What I'll do is I'll just position it and get it ready. I haven't really used it, but I'll just get it ready to go after this this ogre if it comes this way. Spell ready to launch. We can do hold the line. I'm not going to worry about that one though, because we're doing fairly well. End our turn. Anyways, this is a very simple battle, but it's just there's a lot of depth to what this one does. Yeah, we're taking minimal damage because of the shield wall. It has come this way, which is fine. And it went with a physical attack. Now I think it would have been better off to try to freeze my unit, but now we actually have all of these different units that can actually really smash this one. And that will then get the kill. Now I can get there with 2. If I try to hit that one, it's only 25%, but if I go to there, I'll be able to then at least do some extra damage. Now we've got a flanking attack there, that will get the kill. So because it's flanking, there's no retaliation. There we go, and so we hardly lost any of our actual points, so better than what the AI did. We'll just close that one off. But the placement, every point of placement is important to know what can actually come back at you. Sorry guys, I'm missing a lot of the comments, but I'll just keep on playing for a little while, and then I'll try to get back and answer what I can. So we've got that one. Let's just keep on going. There's another safe battle. I'll auto combat this one. That's okay, and I'll accept that. So we're seeing a few different level ups in through here. We're just going to close that one. And if we go a bit further again, actually one thing we didn't show before was what she has got. So I might just go through these now. Okay, this is what she is. She wants to she wants to be an instructor. So this hero aims to lead the most experienced force in the world. Hero leads a full army of legendary rank units. So that's what she wants to do, and her minor ambition is to rank up units in the hero's army. So we end up with 5 renown, and we've actually now just gone to level 2 actually here, because we are leveling up the units. She can't do what the dwarves can do, which is to actually give experience every turn, and so we'll ultimately would be able to train up a force to then sort of be able to then work with what she has. So yeah, aims to lead the most. So I'm happy enough with that, even though she doesn't get the ability. If we go and have a look at her actual level ups in through here, so she's a spell blade, and we're starting to sort of pick a few of these things. We got the hurl boulder. We got to be able to do a lot of different things in through this other side, but we don't actually have anything within the giant kings to be able to then give experience to units. We do have other things to be able to then go and build up. Like use the item forge a bit more effectively. We've also got areas in through here where we can conjure animated swords and things to then go and help us fight. Spellblade will then give us the ability to both use spells and use blades, and then we have the signature skills back over through here. So they're sort of like, that's now a bit different in that other side. We do actually have the Ring of Camouflage. Now we're currently using Vicious Killer. I'm thinking that I'll keep that one there, so let's just go and close that, but let's go to the other hero. if I just go and open her up and go to Uwain the Viper, and he's not using his, he doesn't actually have that one, so I'll go Ring of Camouflage with him, so we'll confirm that. So he's actually now got that particular ring there. Just go and close that one off. And so we should now just be able to finish this off with this particular attack into here as well. Another safe battle. Here we go. Towering Butcher Ogre gibbers in terror as your army approaches. He hunkers down, hiding his features behind gigantic fingers. Do you allow the plaintive Butcher Ogre and his gigantic clan to retreat, or will you attack? We can conscript them as labourers in Bulletin. So Draft in Bulletin is blocked for 3 turns, but Fragala receives extra production. Mana Obelisk changes from 4 to 1. I think that's worth doing, actually. So we'll grab that one there. The Draft I don't care too much about at this stage, but production I do. So we'll definitely grab that one just so we can get the extra mana coming in a bit faster. So that's now cleared out this area, which is good. So Sithel's saying, hi all, I was just about to start the game myself. Cool giant you got there, Daz. Yeah, no, everything in the game sort of meshes in to sort of create a fairly unique experience every time you play it, which is great. Yeah, we gained a level of renown, which is good, and gained another level of renown. So we've got 2 levels. No, we must have gained that one and then this one here, I think. So that because we were getting a lot of level ups in the army. So we'll just close that one. And another one in there as well, which is good. This now is going to give us bonuses. She's in control of this particular city. In fact, again, if we just have another quick look at that one. So at level 2, city structures cost 20% less gold. All right, so it's just going to save us a little bit more gold with what we're doing through here. We don't need to go that way, but I do need to. I think I'll still come back up with the army and just open up the areas in the north. Expiring Night. Just get this one healed up. Fine meal. So the Valiant Dwarves Council sends their chief deputy to meet you with a request. So do you promise to build more farms to still the healthy appetite of the Valiant Dwarves? Yeah, we will do that one. Good man must eat. So I'm actually happy enough to do that one. So we'll accept this quest. Well, we just need to build more farms. I think we only have to build 1, do we? Oh, 3. Well, we're going to get 1 in the other city. I'll still take it. Yeah, I'll still do it. And change of heart. You're approached by your hero, Uwain the Viper. His expression betrays dejection, and so this is where his current ambition. So being an explorer suits you better. So now, if we change it to explorer, what do we need to do here? Explore a golden ancient wonder, and a minor ambition is just to explore an ancient wonder, which is repeatable. Being a prospector. Heroes desire to become the wealthiest in the realm. So Govern City has a gold income of 200 plus. That's going to work, actually. That's going to work. And so stay your course. In this case, we're going with Steward. Let's have a look and see what that is. Govern City maintains positive stability for 5 turns. I think we'll go with Prospector because he's going to ultimately end up with his city. Now we've got your claimed province has been captured. So a Flamelic Fireheart has captured one of your claimed provinces. Because of your claims, you now have a grievance against him. So this is actually, so I don't know who this one actually is. Could be another giant, I think, looking at the helmet. But we'll see what we end up. Yeah, this is a fire giant king. Okay, so this one is interesting. So we'll just go to, we're just going to click on OK. These also look like they're dwarves. I may have built this one as a test one, to be honest. Yeah, Dragonbane, Flameric, Fireheart. So let's say goodbye. Now, where was that? There. They've claimed this out. They've claimed an outpost down this way. Well, we'll end up crushing him eventually. Negotiation succeeded, so we've now got vassalage. Up next is bonded vassalage, so that's good news. We'll just continue this one. This is going to give us more boosts to what we have up through this other side. Spell ready. So the Summon the Rock Run Spell. Going to pop that one in here, I think. Tranquility Pool acquired. Yes, we've got this one through here. So they've got a Tranquility Pool somewhere in their territory. There it is there. And so that's going to give us the ability to be able to unlock some fusions related to status, resistance, attunement, and weakening enemies. Back and through there, so that's fine. We've got Bulletin produced a Mana Obelisk. Now we do need to go and start to get, well, we've got a Monolith in through this one now as well, plus 20 mana income. Getting mana is ultimately quite important. Surf Quarters. 5 turns for that one. Yeah, I think I might just go some of these easiest ones. The Wizard Tower Foundation I think will be important. I'll go and get that one now, just so we can get more of the Imperium. This is cool, so we've now picked up like 2 locations there, for example. So we'll go and grab that. Enchanted Den down through there. This one across, just so we can start to bring the city out this other side. Definitely want it in there. Alright, so we've now claimed that area. These are all healed up, so but it's still faster for me to get over to here using this group. So we'll still just keep on expanding what we can in this other area. I'm a little bit behind in like getting that second city up and running. And they're all nice and healthy as well. Actually, the units in through here. Yeah, we've got Bannerman is now been blocked. So day 22. New rally has started. We can get defenders and scouts. Don't really need them all that much. This one here. To get this one from Nebington, I do want to get another scout unit, just so we can start to sort of look around. I think I'll grab it. So recruit to our own city. Bring it to Bulletin. Okay, that's fine. So we're just recruiting that one unit. I won't worry about the defenders. Actually, even that wouldn't be bad. Recruit your own city. Yeah, I might get that one. So we'll get both of those, and one will race off and start to sort of expand, looking into other areas. We can no longer go up through here. We're going to have to destroy this. They're building something else in there. Probably going to be expanding it into this area, I would guess. Pyromancer has now become available. Select new research. Now we've got Fiery Arrows and Immolate. Now this one, enemy that's in a 1 hex radius sustain fire damage and sustain an extra 15 fire damage if they're already burning. I think I'm going to go this way just so I've got this spell in combat. And we did pick up extra. Like we picked up a double there, which is awesome. Let's move this one through. That one's already open. Just start to sort of, there's still one more area back over here that we can unlock. Now, let's have a look and see where we can actually set this one up. So we've got, this is quite a nice little location in through here. We've got extra bonuses all the way through there. And again, Horde of the Fallen impacts the different areas in through there. We can ultimately get the a farm there, like we can get our farms built on this side of things. I think we go there. So it gives us a nice area to then sort of expand in and around. The cursed barrows, we'll have to sort of go and grab those, but let's just go to this location here. And just make doubly sure that we have got the ability to build these quickly. So what we've got through here, this is destroying an infestation or conquering a free city. We don't need that one. This one here, fruitful integration. So founding or absorbing cities takes -2 turns. Now that's sort of, we've already got that one. So we've already established that one through there. We've got all of these as well. Mines grant +5 mana, city structures cost less gold, and outposts cost -25% less gold as well. And founding and upgrading outposts takes -1 turn. So that's actually all pretty good. Down through here we have a few other different things. We've got the, this one is increase the city cap by +1. We've still got 3 cities, but I can get an extra one through there. Units can build roads on the world map. Most terrain costs 6 to 8 movement points, while roads cost 5. That's going to be worth getting, because this first city is a fair way away. So I think I'll actually just go and grab that one now. 125. I've got to keep 200, really, for this founding of the city, but that's okay with what we've got. Let's just go back into here and establish an outpost. Build an outpost for 38. Okay, that'll be good. And so this one will be the first of the cities in through this other side. There's some good stuff around here, ultimately. Not as good as the home province that we actually end up having. Now I think that there is, yeah, that one's still got brewer ogres and things as well. Let's move up this way.
No.
Now she can still move in to take this particular attack. I'll just do a quick save and then just move on in. Just do auto combat. That's okay, that's acceptable. So a few more level ups with everyone. Just go and close that one off. Now we have, I've still got that one selected, I'll just unselect that. It's quite a useful little thing to turn that one on just to do planning and stuff, so on and so forth. I'll move this one, I don't want to sort of leave it too exposed, but I might as well, I might bring it down just to sort of unlock this area and move this one in and around to sort of see what else we can find.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll end our turn there. Just grab a quick drink, I'll be right back. So, invading silviculture. When a great world tree has sufficiently matured, it sends its seeds into the astral sea towards new worlds. So this is new, I haven't seen this one before. World trees do not reproduce in their own worlds. Instead, they spread their seeds on distant realms. Should a world seed find a barren world, it will eventually make it fertile and inhabitable. Yep. However, a world seed finding a lush world will stir the trees and plants that were already there. Fragments of the shattered world have crashed in every forest, causing them to spread and grow, hostile towards your armies. Forests start to spread into adjacent provinces, so grasping vines active in combat. So this is just a, it's going to be around for a little bit of time. Units on forest provinces suffer from living forest. So we do actually have forests in our underground, so there are underground forests. Be wary of forests, they're no longer safe. So forests are these things. So these are mushroom forests. So that will be, and you can see there's a lot of them, what we actually do have. in around the place. So it just means if we end up in forest, we're just going to be taking a bit of damage. Let's move this one up. Let's see what's in there. Can't quite reach that one just yet.
Yeah.
Now, there's nothing else that we need to open up into this area. They're building whatever they're building there. It's going to be a little bit coming fairly soon. Let's just move up through here. Let's move these then together. Outpost found are great. So we have the outpost in through here. We've got 280 back up on this other side. I can, if I bring palisade walls in, this will then start off with wooden walls essentially, with just palisades on the actual city itself. It's one of these things. Do I need to get the protection up, or should I just build what I need to build? And so if I found a city of the Valiant Dwarves, it's going to take 3 turns. I think I'm just going to do that straight away, and then we'll just, at least we then get the city established. So producing a wizard tower foundation. Yep, so we've done that one down through there. We'll just keep on getting more of them. Now the blacksmith is boosted, so we give me draft income, and +1 starting rank to every tier for tier 1 units. The wizard tower level 1 magic origin units. I think I'll still go this one to get the Imperium. We're a little bit behind in that. So Bulletin can annex another province. So I've now got to think, that looks like they could be building a city in through there. If that's the case, I definitely want to be taking these sorts of locations. But I need to get farming. And so I'm thinking I'll go in which direction? I've got like limited time to go and grab the farms. The Rune Carver's camp, I definitely don't want farms in around here. In fact, even, yeah, in that one as well, I want them to all be pretty much, you can see there, if I build a quarry there, I end up with getting all sorts of different bonuses by building quarries. If I build, that's just a basic quarry, we get 13 through there. That one there we get 10, but 20 gold. If I build a mine there, we end up getting extra mana. So we end up with 25 gold plus mana, but we get like the production there is actually probably worth it with the Rune Carver's camp in the middle there. The Rune Carver's camp here, I can build another one through there as well, just get a little bit of a bonus, but it's really more over here is where I'm going to ultimately start to get like the farming. I think will actually sort of work better out in this direction. So I'll just go and build a farm because we sort of have to. Yeah, let's go in that direction now. So it's going to help with our growth. Get our growth a little bit faster. We've got much better options, but we'll just go that way in that direction. This unit. So what I want to do with this unit is bring it down and find where that other one kicks through. I'm not seeing it there. Actually, maybe it's a dead end. I'll just take it back up in that case. Actually, I might go up above ground. Here we go. Meeting kind-hearted Oracle. So Magistrate Aruma, Lightbringer of the Free City of Oracle, greets you with some reverence. So salutations. We can inspect Oracle. So this is a... we don't actually have any free Whispering Stones. We look to be the only one that's actually found them. So this is the High Brutes, which is this is an orc faction. Interesting, but they're a high culture orc. That's a bit weird. All right, now we've only got 80 left there, so I can't really do anything else with what we actually end up having. Not sure what that else is showing. What's going on there? It's a free city there of Oracle. Must extend all the way over. Yeah, it extends all the way across to here. Alright, well, we'll just claim that so we can see what's around. And I think I'm going to go back underground again. So we have to be careful of this city. Just end our turn. I mean, they shouldn't be able to grow too much more, I wouldn't have thought. Rivalry has been declared by the other giant. Say goodbye. Alright, so we've now got the other two have arrived. We're just going to go and grab this one, and I'm going to start to keep on. Actually, that one there doesn't quite go through, but I'll just see if I can. I'll see if I can actually find a way to make use of it. Oh yeah, I can do it. Good. So we'll get that one established. Move them up. An entwined protector. So this is actually a plant unit. A shield 3, another shield unit, a tier 3 shield unit. It's got healing sap. Okay, we'll take the reward. We're still doing okay here with what we end up having. So we've now picked up this unit here. If we have a look and see what this unit's got. Again, usually when they're above tier 1 or 2, they're going to have some interesting little things that they can then go and do. So in this case, the healing sap is this unit and all adjacent units heal for 20 temporary hit points. This unit then enters defensive mode. It can only be used once per battle. So we can actually ultimately use this one to help defend different groups and things. So so that's just like a plant sap, entwined protector, back and through there. So it's a plant unit. That'll be okay. We'll close that one off. Bring that one down. Now the bulletin. Got 2 more turns before we get this one. I'm going to go and grab a pyromancer next. So I'll just queue them up. I could spend the money. It's 100. I'll just grab that unit. That way we can sort of start to build up a much greater stack. So bring them together. Gives me a couple of groups of 6. Now that one there is I think I can just do this. Yeah, it's only 200. Okay, this one here. Okay, temperatures in the immediate area rise and fall intermittently as a group of elemental beings panic at your army's approach. So will you attack them? So we can attack, we can let them go, or demand a portion of their primal power before they leave. Receive 146 mana. Yep, just go that way. Now the dragon mount. This is a tier 2 mount. We'll take the reward. Now we can't use dragon mounts playing as a giant, so we'll just move this one up. This one is actually a special location as well, so we're probably going to be wanting to grab this, and I might as well get this as well at the same time. So I'll just move that one up, and we can still actually, no, I won't bother. I'll wait until the other army arrives before we take anything else up there. Okay, we now have in Chaos, defeating an infestation grants you a unit based on the infestation defeated. We're not going to see much infestation, so I think I'll avoid that. Again, we only have 125 up through there. Just going to close that one off. Sorry guys, I've missed a lot of the comments. I'll just skim through the comments and see if there's any questions about what we're doing here. So Cecil's saying, cool giant you got there, Daz. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Morality is not related to the heart. What is that? I'm not sure what you mean by that. So probably an old comment, I would guess. In fact, I can see it was half an hour ago. Jesus, if I missed half an hour of comments. That place Horde of the Fallen must have been one massive dragon, considering it's bigger than most cities. Yeah, no, it's these are the new sorts of things that are coming in with the DLC. Orc nerds, yes, says Shogoth. So Full Juice is saying, hey Daz, hope you're doing all right, mate. Yeah, no, I'm doing well, actually, thank you. It's I just don't get enough sleep. I mentioned that earlier on. I wake up. I'm not quite getting the amount of sleep that I need of an evening. Yes, this is saying I have a high culture orc society. Quite like them. Goes against the stereotype. Yeah, I liked stereotypes, to be honest, with fantasy factions. Orc mystics. There we are. Shogot's saying, if in Warhammer 40k orcs were smart, that they will conquer all the galaxy. Yeah. And back in YouTube, what do we get up to? Just quick. There's not that many comments there that are new. So Clancy is then saying, I'm looking forward to playing Giant Kings. How would you rank it compared to the other Age of Wonders DLC? Well, that's a good question. It's the thing I like about it is it enhances the base gameplay a lot and adds a lot of base game sort of content into it. So I like that aspect. I don't like that it costs what it costs. I think that's too much, to be honest. So it's it's a bit of a value call. Like, are you going to get what you want out of the actual DLC? Originally, when I first started playing it, I didn't realise just how much extra content there was that came with it. But and so I was actually pleasantly surprised even with that. But then when I saw the price, I thought, I'm missing something here. So I actually felt that what it did do was actually just make the base game play much more immersively, or with much more immersion, and that for me was actually a big bonus. I sort of, rather than introducing too many new and weird and wonderful things, it's still done that, but it's done it in a way that it's like these areas like this, like the Horde of the Fallen and this one through here, the Meridian Maze. These actually add a lot to the game, and so I'm really quite happy that the game is doing this. So these actually, then they do make the gameplay feel special, and there's a lot of these I think that they've actually brought into the DLC. So that's actually pretty cool with what they actually have through there. The comparing it to the others, Dragon Dawn I thought was incredibly good. That's very cheap at the moment. I think you've got what other ones were there? I quite liked most of them. Like, it was the ones that probably is easier to say the ones I didn't really like. I didn't really like the ogres, the ogre one that came, I forget what it's called, the Ways of War or whatever it is, the last one. I didn't feel that added a lot to the game. So that's probably the only one I really sort of didn't really warm to, and maybe even the Eldritch. The Eldritch sort of, like, you can't just play random maps with the Eldritch. You've really got to go in knowing that you're going to be playing on the Eldritch plane, which is actually okay. But I tend to play random maps. So having Eldritch wizards in is not really something that I would never play as them as such. So for me, that's probably not the great value for me. But if you're happy to sort of play curated maps and actually go into to open up the Eldritch realm, then that certainly also adds a lot more content as well. But anyway, that's a good question. So, Andrew saying, I find the big new sites underground undermine the attempt to get extra viable sized underground city locations. No, what they've done, I think, is they've actually made, it's not that they haven't tacked these on to the existing underworld locations. What they've done is they've completely rethought the underground in the game, and that's in the base game. This is not actually just in the Giant Kings. And so the actual, if I move it sort of back out, you can sort of see it a little bit. If I just go to this level here, because you can see through the fog of war. But if we have a bit of a look through this one, we can see that there's actually there's special locations all over the place. But the actual land areas do open up a lot more than what they used to previously. So you end up with very, very viable city locations now underground. And this is actually a feature of the base game now. So the underground has been completely reworked. It's a major change to the way the game is sort of structured. And so all of these are viable city locations. It was not so much that one there, I wouldn't think, but there's a lot more. And also what they've done is try to make it so that you can ultimately then just travel underground wherever you need to go. So a bit like Age of Wonders 3, I guess, in that sort of sense. So they've made the underground a lot more with a lot more interaction, I guess is a way of sort of saying it. So they're not just tacked on to the old model. It is actually a now completely new underground model where they sort of tacked onto that model. So Simba Story is saying also the amount of units on one hex do less damage when there is less fighters on the hex. I'm not sure about that. I don't know about that one. Hi all, another day, another fantastic stream from DasTactic. Thank you for that, Muzzle Pain. So Simba Story is saying, what are you having to drink and what's your favourite time to play this game, in the morning or night? I have wake up early and play in the morning, or will that be bad for sleeping? Well, I only ever really play games in the early morning, so my days are really full, like during the daytime. So I tend to only, and I go to bed fairly early, but I wake up super early. So so I tend to play. I tend to try to play at least 2 hours, hopefully 3 hours, maybe even 4 hours, and then I go to the beach, have a swim, and that's at sunrise, and then then I come back and sort of do work or go to work or whatever I'm going to be doing for the day, and then I don't tend to really look at the computer much after that. So it's sort of so I don't tend to play games all that much during the actual day. I only play them really in the early hours, so before the day sort of starts. So it's yeah, that's just that tends to be when I play them. It's sort of funny, like it's when I always think back to you know, maybe like, you know, I don't know how many years ago it was now, but I used to always I've always loved games, and it's sort of one of those things where I used to think about them an awful lot, even during the day. And if any time I could go and play a game, I would go and do it. And I had to really tell myself to stop doing that, because it's not healthy. And it's funny because you sort of hear about game addiction and stuff like that. And when I look at it, I really was, I think, addicted to gaming, but I'm not anymore, because I now do feel that I've sort of been able to balance things. It's sort of one of those things where I always encourage people not to like to at least find something else to do rather than doing it all day long. It's because it's so easy to fall into that trap. And I don't even want to play games in the afternoon now. I prefer to go off and do other things. So it's sort of funny, but that's yeah. I know back, you know, many years ago now, it was. I would always be thinking, you know, even when I was on holidays, I'm thinking, I can't wait to get home so I can actually, you know, play this game or that game. And yeah, it's not healthy. I used to take a laptop with me everywhere as well, everywhere I went on holidays, just so I could play games. You know, while the rest of the family was you know, relaxing or whatever, I'd just go and fire up the laptop and play computer games. But I now purposely don't take a laptop with me, like when I go on holidays, which, as I say, is a bit. It feels good actually not to have that distraction when you've got other things you could be doing. So yeah, I sort of feel like I've now got a healthy balance, a healthy life/gaming balance, which is important. Yeah, so I only really do any sort of gameplay when I'm streaming, and I will practice games a little bit if I've got to do a recording, and if I've got a commission as well. Like if I've got an actual, like depending on what the commission is, you know, it's sort of for a developer, then I'll actually sort of record that. I tend to be a lot more with it in the late morning or early afternoon. So if I do have to really be thinking hard, like, you know, clearly now's not the best time for me to do it, because I've sort of only just woken up. But generally this is when I am sort of doing my recordings or live streams. Yep, so where did we get up to? We've got Torquita saying great timing. I was just firing up H1S4 after buying it off of your recommendation. Oh, cool. I hope you like it. Simple Story is saying, as a good rule for me, I think you should have 3 cities by turn 30. I think you're right. Yeah, I'm a bit behind in this one. So we're going to get the 2 cities. I will have that vassal city will kick in, and I really do need to go into another location and pick up another city. This is going to freeze. Yeah, they're building a city here. That's 3 turns. So they're going to be building their own city down that way. I don't really have any other real options here for other cities. And I want to be building underground, maybe up in here. That might be another location. Yeah, we've got a potential location there. So I might grab that one there. I like to have cities that can help each other, and at the moment these are fairly far apart. This one is not really going to give me much. There's not really enough to expand a city in there, but I will be wanting to capture this location here. Anyway, let's continue on. I'll come back up this way. And we'll unlock this. I think I'll still stay underground. We have a big bonus for us underground here. I'll have one of the others move off in that direction. We'll just keep on expanding on having a look down in this other side. Okay, we'll end our turn there. Okay, Simple Story saying, what would you like to see added to the game? Actually, the Archons are really the only thing I'm really wanting, to be honest. And then after that, I think I'd be happy. Okay, we sort of spoke about a lot about DLC bloat, and I hope that the game doesn't end up, doing too much in that regard. Just move this one across. So this is a nice big area as well. Yeah, there's options here for other cities. Another location going up the top. Oh, we got water. Okay, so we have this underground lake. That is going to be all underwater there. So that doesn't open up, but this one does a little bit. Oh, gee, it's a bit too tight, isn't it? It's a bit too tight. Spell's ready to cast. I'll just close that one off. We don't need anything else. Alright, so we've now got flourishing vassalage coming through. We're going to be getting more and more from them. I could always take this city. I could ultimately, once we actually get to full vassalage, I'll just keep on thumping away at this. So we found another double area there, which is good. Now that one there has excavated this area. Let's just see what we end up finding at the back end of this. Dig this out and see what we can get. What I can do is just go and keep on taking a few of these other zones. That's fine. We're doing fairly well here now.
No?
End our turn. Oh, we need to do this forging in 10 turns, so we have to start doing this actually. This is a thing we have to do for the big crystal city. That's good again. That's a good opening that we've actually got ourselves into there. Yeah, this looks like another viable city location actually. Yeah, let's start another city down this way. Heroes offer to join. Perfect timing. So we've got a few of them. We've got Nebington. It's got the Valiant Dwarves. This is a specialist governor back in through here. Well, governor of the governing city also gains benefits based on its renown level of the hero. Each special province improvement costs 20% less. Don't really need that one so much. Privateer. We're not going to really make good use of that one with water infestation, so that's not really going to be of any value to us. This one comes in at level 5 Ranger. We've got a Ritualist. Back in through here. So this is Cedric the Weaver. Staff of Spider Summoning. Okay, that's not too bad. It's got Raise Undead. We can always change these. Just go back again. This is a ritualist, magic orb weapons. Again, privateer, prospecting governor back into here. So each mine grants +5 gold. That's sort of good for us, to be honest. A Death Knight back into this other side as well. A fortifying governor. While governor, the governed city gains benefits based on the renown level of this hero. So defensive city structures cost less. Yeah, that's not too bad. Raider. That's viable as well. So we've got that one. Then we've got the Oracle of these orcs. So we do actually have. I don't want to really bring them in. I think I prefer to keep these ones coming through this other side. You're saying, does hiring Yimri give us any story since she's from a quest? Yimri, that was right. I don't think we get much. She did come from a quest originally, like as in she doesn't cost any actual gold. I think that's all it is. I think we just get her for free essentially. But I've got so much gold. I'm going to go with the best one that we actually have so far. I like this one the best. I'm going to ignore the high brutes. Valiant Dwarves. This is level 4 ranger. Trollkin governor. So while governor, the governed city gains benefits based on the renown level of the hero. So each forester grants +2 city stability. It grants +2 draft. May recruit butcher ogres and butcher and brewer ogres. I don't think I'll bother with that, to be honest. Each province with rivers grants 2 food income. May recruit river trolls. They're good. Each forester grants +2 mana and may recruit swamp trolls. That's interesting as well. So she's not bad at level 4. We've got Raston the Unconny. We've got Nautical Governor. While governor, the governed city gains benefits based on the renowned level. So water provinces gets extra food. Don't think I'll worry about that one. And then we've got agricultural governor. Now I can always change these. That's a ritualist with a prospector. Another prospector. We've got in this case we've got spirit bolts. Remember, we haven't come across any undead. Again, this one can also raise undead. Just go back. What about you? Fire Evoker. Yeah, I prefer that mode. This one's also got spirit bolts. It's also got a cavern bear. We'll just go back. The Death Knight. Heavy Power Cleaver. Melee Strike. Actually, we do actually have... this one here is going to... I mean, we should be able to bring in another mount. And we actually have another mount. We've picked up one before. Experienced leader, yeah, champion of war, logistics. I don't mind this one actually. I don't mind this one. Hardy shield. Yeah, she's not bad. She is not bad. We've got the ritualist in through there. I think I'll grab her actually. So let's recruit her. Now, if we have a look and see with her abilities, we'll just go back across. And we do actually have the Blessed Dragon mount in through here. And so very fast movement, cavalry unit type flying movement. So let's go and get her in here. So she's now sort of using this Blessed Dragon. So a bit of a never-ending story feel to it, doesn't it? With Atreyu and what was the dog's name? The flying dog or dog dragon, whatever it is. That's what she's going to have. So she's going to have this sort of ability in through here. We'll just close that one off. So so she's now sort of on this flying dragon unit, this Eastern dragon, and just move them off. Where is it? So I'll move her down into this location as well, so she can start to create the next city down in this other location. Okay, so Horth Estimus is saying, is there an optimal spacing between your cities, or is it just location-based due to city limit? Yes, you don't want to be too close, because you want to make sure that your cities can keep on expanding. Now, I could have built another city in here, to be honest, because I've got a lot of expansion that I can do in this area. I could even have built one up there, but there's not really a lot of expansion. There's not really a lot of locations that I can sort of grab. So I do want this one to become big, and so yeah, this is a bit too far away from other cities. If it comes under attack, I'm not going to be able to get that back there very quickly. This one here will be fairly nice, I think, because it looks like it's going to be a nicely sort of protected little zone, and we should end up with a lot of double areas like this with what we sort of end up finding. So because of the ability that we sort of had at the start to find double locations, like randomly, which is good. New Empire skill available. So we now have this one here, which is your units and cities gain +2 vision range and +3 sensing range. Now I've only got 215, and so I don't want to spend that until I'm about 400. So we had that as well. Throne City and cities that share borders with the Throne City gain +10% in all types of income. So I won't bother with that one either. Yeah, so none of those I'm really all that concerned about. Rivergate has been founded. Here we go. So now Rivergate here has the ability with all these other different things, which we can then sort of do. Now we're going to ultimately be coming through. I do want to get farming here, and so I'll just grab a farm at this location. Now we do have to get this pushing wind forge item. We've still got 5 turns of this invading silviculture world seedling sort of crashing into the world. Fine meal, yep. So build farms. That's now 2 farms that we've now built. Just need to build a 3rd farm somewhere, possibly here, just to really boost the production of this particular city. So this one in through here, the Eternal Sages approach with a request. Will you forge the pushing wind for the crystal dwelling so that they may study it? So to do this one, we have to. It's going to take a little bit of time. If we go into the blueprints, requires 100 binding essence. Now I'm going to have to. I think I might just leave it a little bit longer and see if we can find and just see what else we can actually uncover. That's not going to be in range. See if I grab these units and just hover over it. This one here, the little red, you can see very clearly now the little red outline, or more clearly than usual. And this one is just on the outside of that particular range, but I sort of still want to just finish these things off. So I'm just going to go across now and do the attack on this particular group of trolls. I do have this one up through here. Yeah, look, I might even wait 1 turn. Let's just go and smash this. Bit of damage done to that defender. That's okay, we'll just close that one off. Now this is the Inspiring Band of Courage. This is a level 2, which will actually give me, and I think what I'll do is the Inspiring Band of Camouflage. This is a vicious. This unit inflicts increased morale penalties when attacking unit and inspired killer. Unit grants double the morale bonus to itself when killing an enemy, and cannot be seen on the world map. Now, if I disenchant this, I then end up getting the 10 binding essence. Sorry, the 100 binding essence that I require. Let's open the hero screen and have a bit of a look and see what we've got. We've just got the Vicious Band. This is actually a level 2. This one gives me more. Let's replace that. Let's get rid of this one. Hang on, is that done? If we confirm that one? If I unequip that. Yeah, the Vicious Band has now come back in. This is only for one next turn. We'll end up with that one through there. She's gone up another level, by the way. This one here as well. This is a tier 3. Magic attacks ignore up to 3 status resistance. So I want to keep that one there because we will be using magic attacks with her. That's a tier 2. It's a tier 1. I might ditch that, actually. The other one, that's a tier 1 as well, but yeah, I don't have anything else to replace that one with. It gives me 100. So if I get rid of 2 of the tier 1s, I'm going to have enough. Cabin Bear, we don't have any other mounts. So we'll I'll just go back to Fajala and go to the level ups. So if we go back now to the binding essences back over through here, so disenchanting grants 35 plus 35% binding essence and fragments. So let's go that way and confirm that one, which means that when we do go back to the if I just now close this one off, and sorry, I will go back into what she's doing.
Oh.
And yeah, we don't want that one. That one we keep. Definitely want to keep that one. So everything that she's got, I'm sort of happy with. If I go back into here, the Vicious Band, I'm not going to be able to do anything with that one for another turn. Yeah, I don't really want to unlock it. Like, all of those are too important. So it really comes down to this one. Let's just go and, with this one here, I'll just unequip that as well. If I go to disenchant. Yeah, see how I'm getting now 68. So I'll disenchant that one. I don't know if I can, yeah, I can't do that one for another turn, but let's just go and do this one here. So I can actually at least get some binding essence, wherever it is. You can't see it up there. I think when we get into the actual, to what we end up having there. So we'll just come back through. That's binding fragments. Used to create tier 3 plus custom items in the item forge. So we'll just go and close that one off. And bring this one back a little bit. Bulletin, produce a wizard tower. Keep on building up. Now, we do have a bit of what we end up having through this other side as well. The vendor is now boosted. Just go that way, I guess. Ritual Pyre. Yeah, won't worry about that one. That's looking for foresters. No governor set. Now, this is a recruiting governor, but this one's a fortifying governor. So 2 and 2 units. Yeah, so they end up being, like, all the different units end up ultimately coming in at better ranks. Will we be building much with this one? And I don't know, is the answer. We don't have a real lot of locations other than going up through to here. So I'm thinking I might put Ewain as the governor here, just because he's already here. So House Overhill founded. So this is actually now a new faction, sort of. So the newly founded house. This is because we're playing as the aristocracy. It's the feudal. This is a new way of playing feudal. So the newly founded House Overhill of Rivergate is led by its liege lord Ewain the Viper. So units recruited in Rivergate or summoned into this house armies will become part of House Overhill. Units of this house are empowered when led by their new liege, Ewain the Viper, when joining them in combat. As Ewain the Viper's renown grows, units of this house gain experience, and benefits of joining the liege lord in battle increase, which is great. So ultimately, we're going to be wanting him to, to be sort of. We can edit the house, edit the actual look of it. I'm happy enough with that one. We're just going to close that one off. So we have the same colour as what we have. So you can sort of see through here. I think we've got the same colour. No, we've got slightly different. Ours is red and yellow through here. Theirs is red and black. But it's the same empire, but they're actually now got their own abilities with their liege lord. So this one will actually end up having its own its own different aspects. Let's just move down this way. Just see what else we can find. I'll just keep on expanding across. You'll keep on looking. You can sort of see through already now. We're sort of seeing more. You've got more paths than what was in there before. So this is where the underground can now connect right up, not really quite nicely. Immolate has now been researched, and Searing Blades will now get as well. We're already doing that one through there. Set production at Rivergate. So in this case, the vendor can be boosted, which will give us gold. The workshop will then give us more draft and production. So I definitely want to go that way with the boost that we actually have. I will go and start to pick up some smaller units here. Can't get that until we get the actual next level of the castle. So I'll go with an archer unit to start with. I won't hurry the construction of that one. Just end our turn. Okay, signature skill is now available. So this is actually with the Death Knight, and this is with Ruala Weaver, and logistics training. We've already got that actually, which is great. So once we get more units with her, she'll be able to sort of really start to pump them forward. She's in this living forest, which takes everything away, unfortunately. Yeah, minus 5 hit points per turn at this point in time. So signature skills we've got through here. So we can go with, now we don't have Astral or Shadow, but we do have Order. Lots of Condemning Strikes and Shield of Faith. Blight Strikes and Pack Leader. Materium is probably the one we want to go with. Purging Strikes or Chaos. I think I'm going to go Initiative of Materium. So we'll just go and select that one. Then we can choose one more. The Death Knight, we end up with +1 defense. We do actually have base attacks have a 60% chance of removing 1 positive status effect, which is not too bad. This one here is the start of each turn gain 2 defense and 2 resistance until the start of the next turn or until the unit moves. Over through here we have the Curse. That's Raise the Undead, which I don't really want to be doing. Do have this as well. I think I'm going to go this way. Start that way. So go more of the physical side of the Death Knight. Confirm that one. So she is done. We'll close her off. Now, it said that she was in the forest, but she's not. So I'm not sure why it was saying that. I can't quite reach that one. That one's just in the way, just ever so slightly. I can't take it on. It's a risky battle. So I'll just move in a bit closer. Good, we're finding doubles in here all over the place. Now, it's not really worth, until we get into the middle of this, let's just keep on getting her into this sort of middle area next. Yeah, we can't break through there just yet. I'll just keep on digging out this area. That goes off. So this looks like it's going to open up a bit for us. Okay. Yeah. Now, NPC Guard, NPC Army of Marauder Guard. Now that's an interesting one that we see there. I don't know what the group of that one actually is. This is different for me. haven't seen that sort of banner before. So that looks like it's new. I'll just stay where I am there. Is that an area? Ward of Fates. So this region is predicted by a spell, according to myth, woven by fate itself, which renders this sector of the sector uninhabitable and blocks world map spells. Only when the fateful conflict overseen by this spell has been resolved will the ward disperse. This is actually one of these quest locations, sort of special quest location, which we're going to see. You can see there's some interesting things in through here. That's where that will come from, I think. So we don't know much about it, but there will be people, there will be groups from that region. Honor Blades, the Deep Dwellers in through here as well, Avengers, like different sorts of shock units. So I think I'll just come back down into the rest of the map at this point in time. Hi Zalsik, how you going? And yeah, no, that's done all those. So Neo Napalm is saying questicles. Yes. Okay, order in through here. So this one here, we want to go and lock that one in. We want to start to bring these up through the different areas. So I'll start the attack here, which is a safe battle. So I'll just auto this one unless we have any sort of troubles. So just do auto combat. This one's pretty full. We're going up after a focus gauge. We also then have the grasping vines. Every 2 turns in combat, all units have a 50% chance of becoming immobilized for 1 turn. Let's just try the auto combat and see how we go. That was good. Good result for us. So I'm happy with that. We'll just go and close that one off. Now, we've got the Stalwart Channeling Cloak. Now, that's right. We need to finish off this other quest. So I can disenchant the equipment for 135. Plus 10% magic damage. We don't have any real magic users. So I'll disenchant this equipment because we don't really need it, I don't think. And we can now go back through and forge this item. So if we go to blueprints, pushing wind we can now go and do. So we'll just go and grab that, forge, and then we have to give it over. There we are. Forging the Pushing Wind Aftermath. So you've forged the Pushing Wind for your item forge. The Eternal Sages have sensed your success and approach you again. You've done well, Giant Queen. Their emissary speaks to you monotonously. We are curious about the Pushing Wind and its potential. The Eternal Sages are eager to study the effects of Pushing Wind. Will you hand it over? Yes, we will, because we want to sort of we want to be friendly with these guys. So we gain 10 allegiance. So you'll reach the Stone Pact with them. So that's okay. We've got 103 left over actually. So if we go back to, there's nothing much else there we can go and do at this stage. Just leave that where that is. We'll just close that one. So that's good. And if we go back across to the Crystal Cavern and through here, so they will now, we go and have a look at them. There's somebody else that's in here as well, but we've now just reached the Stone Pact. So the Crystal Dwelling opens its borders, unlocks purchase following trade items, various cooperation. So we've got different things there we can now sort of go and deal with them. If we go to trade. Now this is cheap-ish. Got a Crystal Runner there, which is a tier 1 mount. Litherite Core. Support unit that can link to units and make their damage and take their damage for them. Draftable in cities. I don't really need that one. This is Stone Pack. This is a Gold Seeker's Pickaxe. This is like a Champion Wizard King. For Spellblades, Death Knights. Yeah, so we've got that one there. Don't really need that one. Litherite Scroll. Yeah, this item can only be bought once. So this one does actually push the affinities we've got up in the corner here higher. Then we've got the Litherite Needler. Ranged unit with a range attack that applies volatile charge, which is draftable in this. So these Litherites are essentially sort of like crystal elementals, which are sort of now new in the game. The Litherite Orb is a magic. This is for Wizard Kings and Mages and Ritualists. Shadow Blades, Tier 2. I don't really need these. Crystal Shots. Yeah, volatile charge. 6% chance of inflicting volatile charge. What does that one do? On expiration, this unit and adjacent friendly units sustain 8 physical and 8 lightning damage. That would be a good addition to what we end up having. I might grab this unit. Yeah, let's go and get that one. Again, this is sort of a bit different now. Recruitable abilities with the Town Hall too. So we can actually now sort of grab this one as well. Yep, so we've now got those, which is good. I really like, again, just what they've added to the game. It's very, very cool. Just going to close that one off. Move this one up. Just try to keep these together. Now, in this instance, what we want to do is I'll just go and have a look at the borders again. So that there is a great location. This one here gives me iron. That's going to give me only production. So what's that one there? That's that's also only production. Now, I don't really get a benefit by building an outpost there, but I do here. So I've got both of these locations in here. So I'll just go and build a single location, a single outpost in this location. Just go and build and bring her across. And so we'll just go and build that one there. Yes, we get focus crystals in through this other side. This is a good one for us. Actually, we do get more mana there as well. So that's actually a good one for us as well. So I can actually build an outpost, a work group that will then go and take this area here. And that does work out well. Let's keep on moving this one up. So we've got more that we have to deal with in that side as well. Okay, they're done. I don't think there's anything else up this way. Just keep on having a bit of a look around. Yeah, nothing much else that way. Okay, so Rivergate is where that is. And we'll end up with another city in here fairly soon. Okay, double manas, which is great. It's not as much in there as I would have hoped. Yeah, so they've it's only got an outpost. They've only got a work area, so I think they're just building it up. Now building the next city. We will have a little bit we can do in through here. So again, just see what we've got. I think I'll build it here, you know, like and then sort of move off in this direction. We end up with sort of double locations there. But, I mean, ultimately this here would probably be the better location for us, I think. So we'll build another one here, and just go and sort of search these little areas out. Okay, focus crystals have been acquired as well. So focus crystals will then give us, with accuracy, range, retaliations, and redirecting damage when we build things with it. So that's good. So we're picking up more and more items like this. Outpost founded. Back over here, which is good. And so I'm going to build a work camp. Produce the vendor, bulletin. Just go and close that off. Now this knowledge, I really should be getting that. So I'm just going to go and grab that one now before we do too much else. Got the pyromancer. Yeah, I'll start to make a group down this other side. In fact, when we build the city, no, look, I think I'll still just bring a few more across. Got the litherite needle there. Let's just go and grab one of those. This is the first of the units from this location. Defender unit. Might hurry the recruitment there and just get another archer. Okay, so these are going to go back across and join up with the other group. So we'll start to get like a stack there as well. This is the end of this.
Yeah.
They're all the same speed. Alright, so I can script them as labourers in bulletin. Yep, so we'll definitely do that. We have a negative with the speed that we do things. Okay, produce workshop, that's good. Vendor is boosted. We'll just keep on going with boosted things at this stage. Get these together. So these, you can see again, we're now seeing the actual, where they're from, the actual units. So they get a bonus by being with him, which is good. Hi Major Shrifty, how you going? And Pikachu Song as well. Hope you guys are doing well, and JOs as well. Playing Age of Wonders and listening to Daz in Zen. There we are. Don't know about that. Okay, so we've got the. We'll just keep on moving down this location with this explorer. So we can see down through here now. We're sort of seeing which group they're from. You know, in terms of the actual aristocracy that's been established. Oh, okay, Trader of Talents. Here we go. So this is actually now new as well. So rumours reach you that a renowned trainer ogre has set up a training camp in your domain north of Bulletin. Or north of Bulletin. There we are. So it's a bit of a typo there. Training camp is expected to reside in your domain for 15 turns before moving on. So, so inspect the training camp set up. So this is actually a wandering weapons master who accepts payment in gold to teach your heroes new skills and classes. So that's actually very, very cool. So he's set up in here. So this is actually now this is a new location that's come with the DLC, and so he's got essentially like different heroes and so on and so forth. So he's actually just training them up. A trainer ogre, a tier 4 unit. So which is cool. Outpost founded. Back back over through here. We want this to ultimately be a city, so we're just going to go and do this one. Just so we can start to sort of get other things. It's only a very small location, unfortunately, but we'll see how we go. We can always just vassalize it and just go on somewhere else if we find a better location. Alright, so now I'm going to go and grab a second farm. This will then complete the other farming quest. There we go, find meal aftermath. So in this case, what do we end up getting? All cities of the valiant dwarves in your empire gain extra stability for 6 turns. And we get extra relations. So we end up getting extra food in Rivergate and Bulletin. Okay, they both gain 1 population each, which is good. Yeah, definitely want to go that way. So we need to keep on expanding. Now this is still only an outpost, but they are building it up. I want to make sure that we end up with these. So I'm going to go and grab that as a mine. I didn't take this as well, and I would like that. Now, this is where we're going to, we've got gold mines in there. Actually, we've got iron and gold. I'll go with quarry at that location. And we will need to clear these out. There's a mana cache in through that other side. I'm thinking we're going to have to come back down now and declare war against the other player. It's going to become the next big thing we need to do, I think. So I'm just going to send off one of these guys. Oops, hang on. Why can't we get through there? It's interesting.
Yeah.
I'll send this one in. Yeah, so it's just because it's sort of like stalactites and things. Just move our way through. Oh, I forgot about the others. Forgot about these. Not that we really need to do it. Look, I think I'll just leave it for now. There's another one up there as well. I'll let the others deal with that one afterwards. Yeah, so areas excavated, back down this way. Ember Keep. So there's another way out there. Didn't quite get far enough. We are building, yeah, we've got another one of those which will come eventually. This group, we sort of really had a look at everything through here, so I'll just keep these together until we end up with more units. Kind of like this. I like what they've done here. It's very, very cool. Claimed province has been captured. Okay, this is what we don't want. Yeah, this is now a city. So I think we'll come back and destroy this city. So Fleming Fireheart has captured one of your claimed provinces. You now have a grievance of 25 points against him, so that's fine. So he has now claimed this location. So we grabbed that one at least. So we need to destroy this. You were insulted. So yeah, so it's now becoming serious. So we'll end up. We do need to come back now and deal with him. Spells ready to cast. We've got Searing Blades. We'll do that one. Close that one off. So Sever Forward has now been built. Mana. Probably go and get a bit more mana. That would be useful. Can't do anything else there. Bulletin. Now the battlements is going to give us. I'll get the monolith. That's going to give us a bit more mana as well. Rivergate produced another archer. Grab another one as well. That'll give me a full stack. Select new research. Ignite is a good one. Let's go and grab that. Our post produced a work camp, and we're going to go this way. So we're going to pick up more mana. We could pick up gold there. Actually, build a mine. We end up with getting not getting a lot of stuff. It's 23. We don't need the production. So that there, we've still got the 25 mana, no matter what we do. But that then gives me at least 5 gold again. I'll go that way. Okay, we produced a defender there before. No governor set for Seraford. We want to get... this one's at Rivergate, so we go with Rawula Weaver here. You founded House Quest. So this is now a new look. We'll just edit the house and see what we end up getting. In terms of... we can't change the red, but we can change this... We'll change the look of this to something else. Okay, the cup, the mug. House Questet of Severford. Confirm. So she's now the ruler of this particular house as well, which is good. Okay, so don't need to do anything else there. So the Severford. Now this is one of these things where we can't really do much here yet. It's going to cost me a lot of money here. It's going to take a lot of time. I guess we have time up our sleeve, so we won't worry too much about that one there. We're a bit locked in here actually. This is not a great city. We'll probably end up sort of ditching the city. Let's move back. Do some damage. This one back to catch up with the others. Okay, we'll grab that one. I'm actually quite impressed with what they've done with this. I mean, we don't get the area through there at all, but yeah, it's interesting. I do find these underground areas now really quite a lot more fleshed out than what they were before. It feels special, like whereas it didn't feel special before. This group in through here, we've got, we can now go back into this one here, go back into the actual group. And oh no, we can't buy it yet. Next turn we can. Just keep that one where it is. We'll end our turn there. Okay, it's now finished with this one through here. That was the invading sapling. This is on the surface. These are special locations. This is way down in the corner. So this has now been left over. So it was only forest, it wasn't mushroom forests. Okay, so Nevington can now be integrated. So good news. So I'm thinking that's probably going to be a better option for me. Well, yeah, we're just heading now towards the final allegiance. Let me get trade, yeah, that's okay. Is that big enough? It probably isn't really big enough. Yeah, maybe I'll just leave it with what it's doing as well. Sealing blades on these guys as well. Empire development skill. We now have the forced march ability. One thing I do actually have road building. I've already got that. I can get the Whispering Stone as well. 150, I've got 265. Probably not really enough to do that yet. Special province improvements grants plus 5 gold. Again, I think I'm just going to save my Imperium a little bit. We're not really making a lot with that. Okay, a bit more production. We'll open this area up. Another Ember Keep area. I think we had another one of those up here somewhere. Cursed Barrows. Enchanted Den. Sure I'd seen one around, another Ember Keep. No, not really seeing it there. Go and hurry the enchantment. Sorry, hurry that one there. I won't get any more just yet. Wait until we can get some higher level units from this location. So he's now full of his own stack. And how are we going to go there? Yeah, we've got a good chance here. So I'll just start to push my way through these as well. So just do auto combat. Took a bit of damage, but that's okay. I'll just go and close that one off. Got Ethereal Greaves. Okay, so we'll just go through. Just go and open the hero screen. Yep, having these will allow grants pass through. This one allows us to sort of walk through all sorts of different areas, which would be good with her. I don't really need it on that one. Again, that could be useful. I did find it, but I think we'll give it to Fajala. So pass through. Yep, this unit can move through obstacles. Does not function when this unit is in a transport. So that'll do. We'll just confirm that one. So she can now walk through rock and stuff like this. And the reason I like that for her is because of the flame breath that she's got. So Christopher is saying the devs said that they plan to do a third season. That's good. And Pedocci is then saying, do you think there will be a season 3 pass? Yes, so actually Christopher is just saying there is. Time to go to war. I think so. I think so. So let's just go and... we've taken a bit too much damage, so let's just let them heal up a little bit before we do anything else there. We'll move this one down. I'll go and visit this and just see what we can do there. Going across. Might bring the others, that one back out actually, to just sit with this one here. Get a magic user back out into the other location. Would be useful. Okay, we've got another location in here. Now that there ultimately is going to give us a lot of stuff. You need to get more mines. So we're actually should have built a mine here, I think. Got a quarry. I should be making use of this. Oh, provinces adjacent gain +5 gold. Yeah, city with 3 provinces adjacent to this landmark gains unlocked recruitment for tier 4 and 5 dragon units. Now that's 3. That is 3 that we've now got. If we have a look and see what we can actually go and get here. So we need to. We've got all these different dragons that we can now go and get, which is great. So these are tier 5 units, but we need to have the town hall level 4 town hall with the grand estate essentially. So we're a long way off getting that, but we're at least heading in the right direction now to be able to get some pretty interesting units at that location. Just saying sorry for interrupting. Just said before with the tutorial, it's highly frustrating. So what are you saying? I'm really desperate. You need to ask a tutorial. In the tutorial scenario, I can't level up Alfred Elderstone, even though I have 2 points in his hero screen. What am I doing wrong? I've got no idea. I've heard that in one of their streams in the 2nd season, if it's successful, they will certainly edit. Okay, so I don't know actually. It should level up. So you should just be able to click on their little level up button and just go and level him up. I would have thought. So. So Flackhawk saying, hi Daz, what mods do you use, if any? I'm not using any at the moment, to be honest. This is just purely vanilla because I had this, I don't play mods when I'm testing games, and so I was testing this before, I was playing this before it actually released, so mods become a bit dangerous in that sense. So, Generous and saying, why Warpain? I'm not sure what that is. So Fearing saying, use the Ogre Shop for getting new abilities. Yeah, I will. I'll be moving down that way. Okay, so we've got that one. Can I get it in elsewhere? Rally, armies. I don't know if I have to actually visit it physically. It's quests, diplomatic overview. I think I've got to actually visit it. Move this one back out. That one's still got some damage, but we'll just keep on rolling our way through. Oh, nearly lost him. Let's go and close that one. And we'll just wait for him to heal up now. So he's now leveled up. So he's a warrior. we do have a signature skill now available for him. And we'll go Materium there, I think. Now, we've still got 2 available. So, when you're... Fuck, I'll just cancel that. And close it. So, just to go through, just in case you're doing it differently. So you've got the you've got this button through here. Go and click on that one. It then should open up something similar to what you're seeing through here. This one here, we're going to have logistics training while army unit all have minus 20% unit upkeep. I ultimately do want that one. I don't have to get it straight away though. Let's go this way and regenerate extra hit points per turn. But we do have the signature skill as well. I'll just go and grab that. We'll go Materium. Just go select. That gives me one more. All non-hero units in the army gain 10 hit points, which I think I'll actually use. Now we started off warrior. We do actually have second wind. Makes him slippery. Yeah, let's go with one of these. That's actually all pretty good. I'm going to get a little bit extra mana coming back because of the unit upkeep. And some gold, of course. But if I go this way, I'll go that way there, and we'll just confirm that one. Unless I can just click on that shop. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I don't have to go in there. So, what do we have? The parts in 12. So we've got Spellblade. So this is refunds a hero skill points and changes their class to Spellblade. So this is the re-education. We don't want re-education so much. Governance training. The selected hero immediately gains 100 renown. This unit can only be bought once. That's actually worth getting. So we've got a fair bit of gold. Intensive training. So the selected hero immediately gains 1 skill point. This item can only be bought once as well. Vigilant outbreak. I won't bother with that one. Enhanced vigor. Get 15 maximum hit points. Now, who are we going to give it to? I think it's beneficial for her. Intensive training, going up a level. I'm thinking again, go with Fajala. And enhanced vigor. 15 maximum hit points. It's a Death Knight, and that one's a warrior. She's going to ultimately be in the middle of things with what she's got, so I think I'll actually give it to her. We won't do any other re-education. So close that one, that's cool. That means we've got to level up. So Wayne the Viper has gone up with another level of renown. So, yep, that's good. We'll just close that one off. And Fajala has now gone up to level 3. Each quarry grants +1 binding fragments. So now we're now going to start to get binding fragments, which is good. This is what we really want to have. Yep, which is great. So, and she's gone up another level as well now. So, with what we have here, with gain plus 10% damage on attacks, gain access to the Rune of Power, Rock Infusion. The item forge applies to weapons. Get a 90% chance of inflicting burning for 3 turns. That's actually very useful. I think I'm going to go that way. So we'll start to do this because we're going to be able to supplement that with other attacks. Confirm that one. And close. through. Again, just have to wait with him till he heals up. There's a Gorgon's Lair. Go that way to start with. Move that one across. Let's keep on scouting. Alright, so this is at Rivergate. Now this is boosted, so definitely want to go that way. I'll just quickly go and grab that one. Other units, I don't think I'll bother until we can get the level 2s. Message received. You're angering me. Now the negative 800 is as low as it can go. So we can declare a justified war whenever we feel like it, but we're just going to get our units ready before we do that. Now picked up another of these units, the Lithuanian Needler. So I'm going to move, I'll move that one into the mix here. I'll just get ready for the attack. Armies merged. I'll grab another Pyromancer. Now all of these are sort of, yeah, this is not going to be a great city at all. We can't get through that. I thought we could actually expand along these now, but we can't. So yeah, this city's not going to be all that awesome. Just go that way. All right, we have a new tome. Now, the tome library, there's some additions in the tome library now. So we're now getting up to our second tier. And this is where we can start to get some of the new stuff. And this is what I did want to play with what we end up having. So in tome 2, we end up with the Tome of Dungeon Depths, which is new. So this one here, we can get the Clay Forge, the Underground Vault, the Silent Barracks, the Raiders of the Deep, and Dungeon Hazard. This looks pretty interesting for us. So Clay Forge through here. So +5 production per adjacent dungeon province and +5 draft per adjacent dungeon province. So it allows the drafting of the Clay Arbalist, the Clay Charger, the Clay Defender units. Counts as a quarry. Must be built on an acquired underground province. Underground Vault, and through this other side we've got the this is a special province improvement, so we get +10 gold, +3 gold per adjacent dungeon province, +1 binding essence per adjacent dungeon province, counts as a mine. Okay, we've got the Silent Barracks back through this other side. This is yep, so this is +1 fortification health per adjacent dungeon province. So I wonder what dungeon provinces are. Not sure what a dungeon province is. I haven't seen that before. Raiders of the Deep. So enchanted units gain cave walk while in the underground. +1 defense, +1 resistance, while above ground deal +10% damage. Okay, and then we've got the Dungeon Hazard. Yeah, so sustain 15 if cast on a dungeon province. What's a dungeon province? The Dungeoneering Conclave in through here. Oh, hang on. Every turn, a province in the city's domain gains a dungeon. Okay, cool. So gain +2 production per adjacent dungeon province. All right. So I think so that's going to terraform what we have underground actually, which is cool. So that's actually good. Tome of Artificing, we had that one before. Tome of Winds, I think that they're all where they were before. Tome of Geomancy comes in tier 3. Let's go and grab the Dungeon Depths. Let's just start with that one. So yeah, so Sithel's saying a dungeon province is a new type of biome that you create new ones with that. Yeah, so we'll just go that way.
Who build lasting empires understand the value of the underground. Let others
So
bicker
underground
on the
vault.
surface as their empires crumble under the harsh light of the sun, whilst your city sprawls across
Clay
endless
Forge.
caverns and grottos. Build mighty dungeons and armies of clay to thwart
Tier
those who
3,
dare venture
tier 3.
underground.
Tier 3, that's
Let
pretty
time
cool.
pass above,
But I think
for
I'll
your
start
legacy
here.
in the depths
Or
is
Raiders. Cave Walk, yeah, that would be good as well for us. I'll go that way. Start with that one. I don't think we started off with that one, with Cave Walk. I'm pretty sure we don't. You know, otherwise it would show up in there. Keep on opening these up. Oh, got a wandering stack there. Okay, so this is Flamlick. Now he's come over here. That's a bit more risky for us. Hearthkin is his faction. These are also dwarves. So this is Desolate adaptation. Ashland, yeah, okay, so they're above ground. That's fine. These are barbarians, prolific swarmers, experienced seafarers. That's not going to worry us too much, I don't think. We can see that they've got searing blades already as well, so they're sitting sort of down the same sort of track as us. Sunderer backing through there. Pathfinder, yeah, so this is, I think we're going to be okay here. There is an army there though, and they're going to ultimately come through to Seraphid. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Now that one's still got to heal up, so I'll just leave that one where it is. Yeah, I don't think I'll... Yeah, I won't worry too much about those just yet. Let's just see what we can spot here. This is like a different area as well of the underground. I really like what they've done with the underground. I've got to say, I really like it a lot. Yeah, I wanted to see the underground vault. Yeah, no, there's some good stuff in here. Very, very good stuff. I think we're allowed in here. Here we are. We're friendly enough with them for that to be for that not to be a problem. We'll just explore this a bit as well. So let's see what these guys do. Now, if I press the O key, I can then sort of have it so that we can track whenever we see units moving around. If I press, so I press it the first time, and you'll see observer mode is disabled. Click it a second time, it's now enabled, and a third time, observe enemies mode enabled. So I'm just going to do that one there. Like ultimately, if we end up with friends, it will then just, the enemies mode will then just track enemies essentially. So we'll just go into this one. There they go, the raiders on their ships. Right, we have a an area there that we're going to need to
You have
ultimately...
discovered a lava province. You can annex lava provinces to grow your empire, but doing so will negatively affect your city's stability. Only units with specific properties will be able to traverse lava.
Okay, so we've got lava down there, which is again the new mechanic in the game. Now there's an astral rift there. It's an infestation spawner, and it looks like we can actually then break through here as well. So we've got 2 ways to get there. Now we can start the siege. It's only got 20. Which means that we can do this one fairly quickly. We've only got tier 1 units in there at this stage. We don't know what's up above just yet, and we're not going to be close enough to protect our unit if we do get attacked. But, so I might just leave it 1 extra turn. One more turn for that one, then we'll continue to expand into here. I love this. I love what they've done with this. It's so cool. And this is just standard underground now. Like, it's just a different look to it, but God, it feels immersive. So now looking at this crystal cavern. All right. And then we'll start the siege next. Yeah, there are a few more units floating around. Alright, well, we can kill that unit off. Here we go. The encouraging eternal thirst. So the eternal sages contact you from within their crystal library in Salseus. And since we cannot leave Salseus, we appreciate your capacity for retrieving what we cannot. So, we've got asked the eternal sages for a quest. So offer a quest that will yield 14 allegiance for them when completed. Ask them for a challenging quest to get 20 allegiance. Share your insights as a giant king. So in this case, for 6 turns, we lose 21 knowledge per turn, which I don't really want to be doing. I'm getting 109. It's not terrible. It does, again, 10 allegiance. I think I'll do the quest. I think it's a bit more interesting. What do you want this time? So forge an item, the trader's tool. Tier 2 unit. A tier 2 thing. Yeah, so it's a giant slayer with physical damage. Or forge the trader's tool for you. So we'll just go and grab that one. Spell ready to cast. So nothing much else in here that I particularly want to be getting. Maybe the rock run stealth up above. Just let me have a look and see what's happened back in around our capital. Yeah, we're getting mountains growing there. I won't build any more of those. So we've got that one. So they're awake. No, still asleep, sorry. So they're still asleep, but that's a fairly powerful attack. Let's just go that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can catch this unit unawares and And I think we'll take this city and actually make this the city that we're going to be sort of working with. We get some bonuses that way as well, because we're going to have the underground passage. And that, just to explain what that is, if we go back to our unit and go to the, hang on, where is it? Spellblade, it's not showing the group there. If I go across to the diplomatic overview, go to us, Valiant Dwarves, they've got Subterranean Society, so underground passages give us +2 Imperium. So by having the city on that underground passage is going to give us a little bit of a boost. So that's worth getting. Right, well, let's move these in. So we can't. Actually, no, we can move this one in. Well, let's go and declare war to start with. There's a ruler in the void there. That's interesting. It's one thing I wish that they would change in the game, so you can actually see explicitly if they're in the void. So we go to diplomacy. Now their threat level is threatened. This year they feel threatened by your empire. So diplomacy. We're going to declare justified war, which is important. So there we are. Now at war. Goodbye. So we've now got that one done. Let's see if this one here has got anything else that we want. Yeah, nothing much really there, so I'll just leave that one where that is. Okay, so we've got this little stack in through here. Again, I can't really move units back that way. I can attack it with that unit. Just kill that one off.
Yeah.
Two turns for this one here. Now, adding siege projects, we've got we're doing 11 fortification damage. They've got 20. I'd have to get 9 to make that viable. So if I add siege projects, I can add 2 of them, but I'm not going to get 9. Undermine the walls. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters much, to be honest. Wall obstacles have a 25% chance of being destroyed. That would actually be useful. I think I'll grab that one. So we'll just start that one. So I've still got 2 turns. We'll just close this one off. Move that one over. Alignment change, we're now neutral. Okay, let's go. This one here is easier. Yep, we'll close that one. Now these are tier 1. I'm just going to disenchant these because I'm going to need a bit more. That one's still safe as well. Yeah, let's just do this one as well. That's good. Close that one off. And it's got more Greaves, or Cuirasses. Disenchant that. So that's going to give us, when we go back into here now, we've now got 239. And we've also got 9 of the binding fragments. This is used to create tier 3 custom items in the item forge. But let's go to blueprints now because we've got the trader's tool for 165. So we can now go and build this. And we will forge it. There we are, 1 turn, and we'll have that one. Now I'm going to have to actually get going soon, guys. We'll just play 1 more turn. So, and then we'll call it quits. Now they produce the castle, which is good. We can now start to get other types of units in through here. So I'm going to grab a pyromancer. We also need to build the market, will give us more gold. Shrine. Mana is sort of okay at the moment. Tavern. We're sort of on the limit there. I will actually boost the tavern. Grab that one. That's good. We're sort of, now we've got at least those things done, we can start to look at getting a few other different areas as well. Just move that one across. Move you into that group. Now that's the same group as before. I don't want to open this up and have them attack me, so I won't do anything with this. So I'll just move back and back in and around. Actually, could have gone that way. Again, we'll just have a bit of a look around. Knowledge stash, that's good. So we'll end the turn here, just so we can finish off that whatever we were just doing. We're doing something that was going to be one turn. And then we'll leave it so we can then do this in the next session. Yeah, where have I heard that before? Yeah, just one more turn. So give the Trader's Tool to the Eternal Sages. Yep, so we'll do that one. Great change of heart. You're approached by your hero, Ruula. Expression betrays dejection. So she's looking to... so she is currently a raider. Win a combat in enemy territory. Now, she will end up getting there. Conqueror is win a siege battle against a thrown city. That's going to happen as well, but that's a little bit harder for it to get that one. Glory Seeker is personally slay a unit of legendary rank in combat. That will happen eventually as well. I think we'll just keep with Raider though. New Empire development skill available. What was it? This one here. Yeah, Tier 1 units gain experience 50% faster. I'll actually go and pay for that one. That is useful. Trader's Tool was done, so we'll let's close that one off. Bulletin produced a monolith. Back this way. Now, where is the surf quarters there? Tavern. Keep your people happy. -8. I'd like to get the Citadel, but I'm going to get the Tavern first, just to get the happiness up. And Lithuanian Needler, I think I'll get another one of these. I mean, they're Tier 2. The Tier 1 units are still very, very good. Maybe just another Defender, just to sort of... and I'll hurry the production of that one. I'll just get a Lithuanian Needler as well. Well, at least we can sort of have those two together. Screw it, we'll play one more turn and just do this. Get Umbor. Produce the Defender. We'll make that the last thing we do. Okay, they can get another province. In this case, I'll go with a Forester. Rivergate's actually growing really quite nicely. That's a good spot for that city. Oh, this is spawned. This is spawned. So we need to get out of here now. We can fly across here. I don't know if they can. Yeah, they can too. Look, in that case, I better leave. It's a bit too dangerous. Enchanted Den is a silver. Oh, that's only bronze. Okay, well look, I've still got to heal up a little bit. That's silver. One thing we haven't done is have a look at the top yet. Let's go and have, in fact, we can still open this up as well. Just keep on exploring these. So there's some treasure. There's something on it. I can still open this up as well. Alright, so we've got that one. Grab that, that there. Just keep on moving this one around. I've really got to say, the underground, this is what I mean about the game, just the immersion. The underground is really now really quite beautiful and interesting. One's moving. saying just one more turn. My wife looked around to see if I said that. I actually had a shirt. I don't know if I've still got it for sale. I had a just one more turn shirt at one point. I've still got one around. It's a pretty old shirt now, but I don't know if I may have put that with somebody, like with a company that no longer exists or that I don't really use anymore. But I did. I forget where I had it. It was a yeah, I had some merch that I had. Yeah, so this is saying, yeah, the underground felt a bit flat and boring. It's a bit flat before, but a bit uninteresting. Yeah, it's they've done a great job of that, and so it's good in the base game as well. Here we go. So the wall has been breached. This is going to be an easy attack. I'll just close that for now, because what we do want to do is move these in.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, this is super easy, so I'm just going to auto combat this one. I won't bother playing this one out. There we are. Okay, we'll close that one off. Now, NPC army of Silencius. Now that's nothing we have to worry about with that. Now we're going to absorb this one here. Now we're already at 3 over this other side. It's going to take 2 turns, 200 to do this. But I'm thinking this is a better location just in terms of our expansion. So let's absorb this particular city. That means that this city here, we'll go and vassalize it. Release as a vassal city. Just do it that way. Bring this one back out of here. New rally has started. Iron golems. We don't need more shield units, so I'm not going to worry about them. We won't do that one. Bulletin can annex another province. In terms of special locations, I do want to sort of get out this. In fact, we've got all that covered, so we don't really need to worry about this one. Now I do want to have situations where this can actually make use of what we end up finding, but around this Runecarver's camp, I do want to have... Runecarver's camp is going to... what does it do? I forget what it does. Let's just go into and see what it actually does do. +3 mana per adjacent quarry. So, yeah, every quarry we get around it is going to be valuable. And we can put 2 more quarries in around here. So let's go and grab another one there. This one can claim another province, so I'll just go and pick up another one through here. Let's go and grab that one. Can't quite reach that one. And there's another location in there. Can't see what it is. All right, well, I'm going to leave it there, guys. So thanks for watching. And yeah, so yeah, Sprocket's in saying Age of Wonders 4 junkies for the win. Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, I do have to get going. I'm going to head off for a swim. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'll be doing DasTactic, but just purely on YouTube. And the giveaways, well, I may have multiple giveaways tomorrow. I'll see how I go. But definitely going to be giving away Emperor of the Fading Suns as the is the main giveaway for tomorrow. And yeah, so that should be fun. And yeah, so I don't have a real lot planned. I've got a lot of games that I'm not allowed to talk about at the moment, so I can't really talk about a lot of new things coming up. So I don't know what I'll talk about, but we'll figure it out. See what goes on. I never have it planned anyway. So I'm thinking I should actually probably start trying to get, I don't know, a bit more structure to what I do with that, but I don't. So that's just bad luck. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you later. I'll see you tomorrow if you're around.